All right, guys, we back again, man. Here we go again, man. Hopefully everything, the stream runs smoothly. Let's just make sure we good to go, man. Also, I just turned the thing back on. Hopefully we can run. Oh, Queen, I ain't gonna lie. Man, I'm gonna show you my P&L real quick to show you I'm not lying. So I started working on. I was working on the method over the weekend, Aussie, and shout out to Hardware for this, for giving me the ideas and the tips to it. Let me see if I can bring up my P&L. I'm trying to drag it down real quick. Let's see. Let me take a screenshot of it real quick. All right. So far, I am up. If you notice right above my head, now I'm at 145. I'm at 145 on my account. So I was taking a lot of scalps on CRWV, and I was going in on put contracts. And it's a new method that I've been working on also, so I'm trying to perfect it for the 101s. So it's worked so far, and I'm not lying to you, Queen. It's been working to a perfection, damn near. So far so good. So in a few ways, I was going in with one contract. Just started off a little small to see if this new method works. Then I bumped it up to 2 contracts, and I got my account up, Queen, now to 145. So now I'm only $60 away from hitting 200. So far, it has worked, and I'm loving it. So for I'm not gonna be sharing this method out loud in front of the live, but I will be doing it for 101s as I still working on these new setups. But like I said, it's a new method that again I went over with Hardware. Shout out to Hardware, and it's been giving me.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, Aussie. Since you've been one of my first, you were one of my first, guests to come upon my 101s, to believe in my 101s. I'm definitely gonna share this with you. We're gonna go over with it. Where I will discuss my, my thought processes, what am I looking at, and what was giving me the confidence to execute on this trade. So now that again I got my account of guys, while I had some downtime, to work on it, and again I just showed my P&L. And again, I was going through a little bit of scalping here and there. Start off again small with 1 contract. Then I added on to 2 contracts. But now the goal from this point, as long as this method keeps working, also, and for the rest of you guys, I want to go in with like at least 4 to 5 contracts. So right now I'm up 45 on the day so far. So I want to go from $50 a day to $100 a day, and then start to slowly keep growing it over and over and over and over. And I will go to my let me go to it real quick. Where's it at? And I'll show you the proof. Let me go over a little bit, move it over this way so I don't block my screen. Let me go to my account and I'll show you that bad boy works. So far I'm up 45 right now, up to 50. So let me see. Let me go to it real quick. Close to $50 on that one. So let me see, because I can't do no more because I used up all my cash. But let me go to it. Let me take a screenshot of my of the movement so far, where I'm at now. Okay, so right now, and I'll show you. You know me, I always show my proof. Let me screenshot it real quick on the day. So right here. So right now, as far as the day change, you can see right here, also I am up 45, and you can see right above my head, I'm at 45. So, and all I was doing was scalping. All I was doing, guys, was scalping, and it worked. Like, the method that I've been working on has actually worked. And right now, from $100, now I'm up at 145, $60 away from 200. So therefore, I have a $100 cushion. So as I'm still trying to perfect this method, guys, I'm going to slowly keep trying to add more and more and more. So, going from 1 contract, 2 contracts. I'm trying to get up to 5 contracts total. So once I get comfortable with this new setup, this new method, guys, I'm going to slowly start doing this like over and over and over and over. So, but yeah, Aussie, again, since you were one of my first, again, believers as far as me, as far as my 101s, thank you so much for your support, you and the hubby. Thank y'all so much for that. I'm going to definitely help y'all with this new method on whatever stocks that you are looking into. But yeah, it definitely helped out. Okay, so let me ask you this real quick, since I have you on the floor. What do you mainly look at? Now I can try to help you out with it real quick, and for other traders too as well. But also, like I said, you being the first person to jump in on my 101s, believing in me, I definitely want to try to help you out with this method. So, okay, so what do you normally look at? So yeah, just hit me up and let me know. Like, what do you normally look at? I can help you out as best as possible. All right. So what are the main stocks that you look at, Queen? And guys, I do apologize, man. I was having OBS issues, but right now so far it's running good. So what I did was I did away with running too many multiple streams. As far as my I took Twitter off. So I'm gonna just tell Twitter members just to follow, come on to YouTube or Twitch or Kick. But yeah, so instead of running all these different multiple platforms, I'm just gonna go ahead and focus on 3 to make sure the OBS holds up. But let's take a look at Tesla real quick, because I know we was going over Tesla not too long ago. Let me see. But yeah, Aussie, that little method that I've been working on, Queen, it works. Like, so far so good. It's been working. And again, shout out to Hardware for giving me that boost of confidence, man, for doing it. But I told you guys, I wasn't going to leave y'all. I was going to find a way to come back, man. So once I got the OBS restarted, guys, I came back online and we back here. So instead of doing 2 o'clock, I'm going to stay with you guys until the bell rings. So we'll rock it all the way to 4 o'clock. So I got you guys on that. So all the way to 4 o'clock, I got you guys. So I did reset my my clock. So 4 o'clock, I got y'all. So if y'all ain't have any questions, comments, concerns, guys, do feel free to reach out to me. As far as Tesla, what areas they'll see we did, and for my Tesla trades, remember the price point I told you guys, which was around 145. I'm sorry, 334. 334. That was Tesla that we talked about. That rotation. Bam. So let me ask you guys this: how many of you guys caught that area that we talked about? From the 310 up to that 334, possibly back on down. Like I said, if we couldn't hold, we could possibly get a pull back down from that 334 level. So how many jumped in on that put side right back on down? Now, how did I come up with 334? If we go back a little bit, guys, the pass. Remember.
Aussie chick says, I still don't trade as I'm not confident with trading options and actually executing a trade.
Okay.
Very confusing. On TOS. I'm kind of waiting for the AKNR in 2 weeks. I'm a very visual learner.
Yeah, okay, and I got you on that. Now, and I'm gonna help you with that. Like I said, you've been one of my supporters, and I do not mind, helping you, break things down. Whatever you need help with, plan, just let me know. And I'm gonna show you as far as the options. I'll show you how it works.
So being in person will help me out tremendously.
Yeah, and I can help you out here too as well, Queen. Like whatever you need help with, like especially with options, and I'm gonna show you how to utilize that too as well, because I know you're still getting comfortable with it. But as far as guys, these areas, what did we talk about last week? 310 was the bottoms from last week that I told y'all to look out for the possible, entries of opportunity to move back up toward the upside. So 310 held, right? Because I told y'all the old channel, watch the old range from 310 to 334. As I broke down last week, I said from 334, we got rejected from that price point back down to 310. From that 310 level, we held once again. Finally got that breakout above that 334, ran our way up to 355. Now as we come back down this way, where did we bounce from? 310, 334 level. That, again, rinse and repeat, guys. And that's the thing about stock trading, guys. You got to understand just the price points that play over and over and over again. It's not about getting caught in the choppiness. It's looking at the overall setup. What was the main price point that me and Trader Mike was talking about since last week? We talked about what was the levels. Remember last week I told you I wanted 310. I know we pulled back down to 312.50, but the main area was where did we bounce at? 310 back on up.
I am getting all the levels and lines. It's just understanding how to use the software to get in the trade. Okay, and I'm actually this. Like I said, we'll do like a little thing right now. Okay, so again, I want to help out as much as I possibly can, Queen. To build your confidence up. So okay. You said the software. Okay, so software, you mean like as far as the different broker, or like, using a TOS or whatever? It's whatever you're comfortable with. Like me, AK, Active, and a lot of other traders, we've been using TOS for a long time. And the reason why I've been staying with TOS because I'm comfortable with the charting. I love the charting. Now, don't get me wrong. They suck as far as shares to short. That is true when it comes to shares to short. But when it comes down to options to short, they're very good at it. And the only thing that you have to just really focus on if you are using TOS platform, Aussie,
is just understanding the price levels. Look, all I do is set lines, Queen. Look, all I do is play off of the areas that sellers come in at, and all I do is look at the areas that buyers come in at.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So okay. So when it comes down to your charting, all you have to do is identify the price points. Queen? What do I go over every single week? I said trading is 90% psychology, 10% strategy. Now, what I mean by psychology is all it is a psychological move. We know psychologically buyers will run up to certain key levels. Buyers will run it up to certain key levels, and sellers will come in at a certain key level to run it right back on down. All it is a rinse and repeat. It goes for any stock that you look at. It don't matter whether it's CRWV. It don't matter whether it's Tesla. Think about it. Okay, Queen, let's look at Tesla real quick. Psychologically, what was the range? 310, 334, right? That was your range until we got that break above 334 up to 355, right? Psychologically. So what happened? Once we hit that 355, what price point did we fall right back underneath? 334, right? Ran down to 334, down to that 310, from that 310 level down to that 291.50. Now, why was 291.50 level so important? If you notice, look in the past, we bounced off of that level once and we recovered that level twice. From the 291.50, what was the secondary level? 310. Remember, that was the one I was going over and over again last week. I said, guys, watch 310, watch 310, watch 310. That was on Tesla. And what happened? We held 310. From that 310 level, what did we run up to? What did we expect the buyers to go up to? Psychologically, Aussie, 334, right? Why? Because that was based off the past. So we didn't just guess this level. All we did was just take that yellow line and go back to the past. What did you run up to? 334, right back on down. 334, right back on down. All we did was just take, again, the same exact price points and rinse and repeat the same exact price points over and over. Like I told you guys today, once last week we bounced off of the 310 level, we could run up to what price points? 334, right? Did I not? Aussie, before my OBS went down, what price point did I yell out? Over and over. 334, 334, 334, right? I said if buyers can break 334, stay above 334, yes, we have room to run up towards 355. Why is 355 so important? Because that was a key area that we ran into, what? In the past. See that?
Yes, 300.
And look right here. Queen, all I did was take the pass and utilize those same price points. That's all I did. Because in the past, after we came back on down, what did we run up to and get rejected at? 355. After we broke above 334. 355. 355. Again, once you fall back underneath that price point of 334, that turns back into what? Resistance. As we bounced last week off of 310, I said we can run up to what? 334. What did I yell out this morning before the market opened? 334. What was that? A psychological play. Queen, that's it. It's a rinse and repeat method. So, okay, now that I broke this down, okay, now that because I want you to think for yourself, Queen, because I know you have the capability, because like I said, you one of the goatess. Goat, I don't know how to call a female goat, but you know what I mean. So once you break above 334, let me ask you this, now that you understand and now that I broke down everything. From 334, if those buyers do break above that price point, what's the next level that they're going up to? I want to ask you this in chat as well. From 334 breakout, what would be the next intended price point? What would be the next intended target that those buyers at?
355.
Bam! You see? You see? See how easy that is? Look at that. Look how quick you answer that. Why? Because they're based off the past. But look how you figured it out. Look how you figured it out. That quick. In seconds. See that? You didn't get confused about the choppiness and the prices between those. You thought about the overall tops and the overall bottoms. Done. That's it. Queen, look how quick you just caught on to that. See how easy it is? Look how quickly you caught on to that. That fast. That's it. All it is psychological plays, Queen. Over and over and over. Last week I yelled out 310 because we already held 291.50. We already caught the double bottoms. From that area, we went on now to the secondary level, which was what? 310.
Great coach, I reckon.
Yeah, see? See what I mean, though, Queen? How you can easily catch it? So now, from this point, if buyers can break above that 334, the next intended target that they're aiming for is what? 355. If they can, again, As long as they hold 334, that'll keep them in a range of what? 334 to 355. Because once these buys break back above that yellow line, okay, now that'll go from resistance now to support, right? Now from that price point, we'll go up to 355 because that's still a level that we still have not broken above and held above that price point. So now you get it, right? Now you're getting the overall setup. Now you're getting the overall movement. That just on Tesla. So imagine these other stocks, once you start to understand the price points, it's a rinse and repeat. Because think about it. Okay, Queen, when it comes to trading, it's like a game, right? So we know the boss level is at where? 355. We know that the buyers need to take out what price point in order to move the higher price points? 355. Because once they break up the 355, and you already know Tesla likes to move by $5 increments, right? So once you break above 355, add $5 to that. What's going to be the next intended target? 360, right? Because now buyers are trying to go from the 350 ranges now to the 360. So in other words, all buyers are trying to do is slowly move their way up from 300 now to 400, right? But you have barriers that you need to break in order to get to 400. You need to take out all these levels before we can get to actual price of 400. So that's it. All it is, Queen, all it is a psychological game, a psychological play. When it came down to scalping, I'm going to tell you right now, when OBS was down, why did I go for scalps? Because I understood the assignment and I understood the setup. Now, with CRWV, the reason why I went for, if you notice it, when I showed you my P&L, what did you see? Puts. You didn't see calls. You seen puts. Why was I so comfortable for going with puts? Is because I seen the overall setup on CRWV, which is in a downtrend position. Vice versa, which is with CRCL is in a possible uptrend position. So all we doing right now with CRCL is getting overextended and coming back down. But if you look at the overall setup, you still have a possible uptrend setup. So with CRCL, you have more of a uptrend because you have more of a U-shaped pattern, right? Versus CRWV, which has a downtrend setup. So if you notice the difference between the two, so CRWV, has a downtrend setup versus CRCL, which still has somewhat of an uptrend setup, because CRCL has a cup pattern, which again is making a U-shaped pattern. All it has to do is break above that 240 for the possible push back up towards the 260, 280 levels. That has more of a cup-like pattern, more of a U-shaped pattern, more of an uptrend pattern, right? If you come to CRWV, okay, you can see right here we hit these all-time highs, and if I go back a little bit, you can clearly see that bad boy has went from an uptrend to now what? A downtrend, right? Because I identified myself with the pattern. So before we went on a downtrend, what were we on? An uptrend, a continuation uptrend up towards that 185 level, which now you can see a transition from an uptrend now to a downtrend. Now that we have a downtrend pattern, all I'm doing now is taking my lines, instead of creating an uptrend, now all I'm doing is playing off of the downtrend, right? That's all I'm doing. So now psychologically, all I'm doing now is playing off of these key levels. What was old resistance can now be what? Possible support, which we did get a little bounce back up towards the upside. That's all I'm doing is taking the past and utilizing it for the present. Like I said, the only difference between CRWV and CRCL is the fact is, look at the pattern difference. You have more of a U-shaped pattern with CRCL and more of an uptrend, which it does look like we can lead to more upside and more bullish strength versus CRWV, which looks like now we're on a complete downtrend. You can see the transitions and the difference between the two. You can see one. Let me go out of it a little bit. You can see the difference. Look at this. You can see an uptrend, a clear uptrend on CRCL, and you can clearly see a downtrend on CRWV. So all I'm doing is just taking that pattern into consideration, because I can see right here where we're selling off. We're back underneath all the indicators. Everything is pointing down. That can lead to more downside towards these very bottoms of $100 on CRWV. So all that is once we crack this level of 124.50, we have room to fall back down to this level of 100. And you can clearly see the transition from an uptrend to a downtrend. Now, the difference between CRCL is you can kind of see that we're still holding an uptrend on that stock, where it does look like once we break back above 240s, 260s, we can possibly see more upside on CRCL towards the 300 range. So all I'm doing, Queen, is just taking these different patterns and using that to the best of my ability. That's all I'm doing. It don't matter whether I'm looking at CRCL, CRWV, or even Tesla. All I'm doing is playing the range. I'm playing the setup, understanding the setups, and playing off of that. How was I able to call 334? All I did was just take the pass and realize, okay, psychologically, sellers come in around 334. Once you break up above 334, yes, you have room to push up towards the next level of 355. That Queen, that's all it's about. It's a psychological play. And it don't matter whether you're looking at the stocks in general or you're looking at the overall, S&P 500, whether, SPY, whatever. It rotates. It rotates up. It rotates down. Within those rotations, understand the price ranges where sellers come in the most and understand the price ranges where buyers come in the most. Once you understand, identify yourself with that, I promise you. Like, okay, to show you, for example, okay, what do you normally look at? What do you normally look at? What stocks do you, was it SPY? Is it Tesla? And we'll take a deeper dive into it. And that goes for every trader, for everybody watching, all my viewers. Whatever you guys look at, we'll break it down. Just to show you how easy it is just to read this without getting caught up in the choppiness. Once you start to identify with the overall tops, overall bottoms, you can see right here clearly where the buyers come in at on CRWV. 124.50. Why? Because what was once old resistance, a level that you couldn't break, now breaking above it is now considered support.
NVDA, SPY, TSLA, PLTR.
Okay, so we done went over Tesla already. Okay, so you said in the video. Okay, let's look at the video. We'll do that real quick. Let's look at the video. Let's look at the overall setup. Okay, so right now, overall set. Okay, let me ask you this, Queen, because again, I want you. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me take a different chart. Let me get one that's a little bit bigger so you can see the whole entire thing. Because I want you to think for yourself. Because again, you have the capability to be great. Just like again, think like me, AK, hardware, active, all of us. Because if we can do it, you can do it. And we had to learn from our mistakes. We had to go through ups and downs. We had to learn. So okay, so let's go in the video. Okay, let's break it down to a science. Okay, in the video. Do I have a 180 on this one?
Aussie chick says. Time frame. 12H and 1.
That's right now I'm using a 360 day 12-hour chart. Now I'm gonna tell you why I like using these. The reason why I like using these because I can see the overall setup. See, these are set up like March, April, May, June, July, all the way to now. And from the past, all I'm doing is looking at the overall setup. What is it doing? What is NVIDIA doing? Okay, what areas on NVIDIA needs to break out? If we were to pull back down, 9 times out of 10, where could we fall back? And I'm thinking about this all ahead of time, So okay, so let's set up. Okay, I think I have everything set up perfectly on this one. So we already broke out this downtrend. We're not gonna worry about that one. Let me see how my other charts are set up on this one. I'm just trying to get an idea. Which one did I use recently? I might just use the first one, the one I had before, 181. Hold up. I see that's letting you know that I experiment with this a lot to let you know what I try to think, how I'm trying to prepare myself, for the next setup. Okay, so you can see right here we broke out of this downtrend setup. Now, by looking at this setup as of now, from these bottoms until now, what is it telling you right now, Aussie? What is the setup? Who does it belong to at this moment? Buyers or sellers? Bulls or bears? Which one? By just from all of this setup right here, from these bottom bounces, the direction that you're looking at right now, as far as my chart, what is the market telling you right now?
Bulls.
There you go. So right now it's bullish because you went from a downtrend now to an uptrend, right? And normally, what do we normally move by on NVIDIA? 2s. So right now we're at 174. If we get that breakout, what's going to be the next intended target? 176. From 176, 178. 178, what is that whole number? 180. Because you got to think about it. Bulls' intentions are to move up. Sellers' intentions are to move down. So as we're bouncing back on up, we already know that buyers are trying to get to 180. From 180, they're trying to get their way up toward that 200 range. They're slowly trying to move their way on up. But we know that it's not going to go straight up. It's going to have some complications here and there. So right now, based off the past, okay, let me ask you this. Let me take this off. Let me darken it. Let me darken this real quick. And that's all it's about. It's about understanding the psychological movements. That's it. Once you identify and you utilize the past to the best of your ability, you just play off of it. So okay, let me do away with these lines. Let me do away with these trend lines real quick. Let me do this real fast. Because all I'm trying to do is make you understand how to look at things ahead of time. You know, instead of trying to, be confused, jump into chopping is like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Every time I jump into a trade, it never goes the way I want it to go. All right. So, okay. So now that I took those lines out. Okay. Say, for instance, we were to get a deep pullback. Where would be the possible intended area where buyers could possibly move into? Where buyers may step in? Where it be? By just looking at my chart. I'm just asking you because I want you to think for yourself. Now, based off of the pass, that's to that left-hand side. On the right, if we was to get a hard rejection and a pull back down, 9 times out of 10, where would buyers 9 times out of 10 try to come in? Where could you see a strong demand zone at? Let me ask you that. If we get a hard rejection from these tops and get a deep pullback, where will buyers 9 times out of 10 move in at? I want to see what you say, and also other viewers in chat.
Aussie chick says 150.
Hypes, Queen, you got this. Queen, you got this. Exactly. So 9 times out of 10, we was to get a heavy pullback. Let me go to my windows. All right. Why? Because old resistance could possibly be what? Now you see it? See how you figured it out by yourself? All by taking a pass and utilizing it on a psychological basis. Look how quick you figured it out. Queen, you got this, Queen. Queen, you got this. You got this. Exactly. And then by doing that, that's creating what? An uptrend. Because you're utilizing old resistance to now what? Possible support to move up to the next possible key level. Look how quick you figured it out. That fast. See that? Look how quickly you figured it out. Look how quickly you figured it out. And even in the past, look, if we go back a little bit. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so right here, right? This was once resistance. That was around, let's say 330, right? Old resistance, because this was the level you couldn't break. You run up to it, you get rejected, you come right back on down. All they did, if you go back across the board, look at this. What did you find support at? 130. What did you find support at? 130. As you came back this way, after that dump on down there and reclaim, what did you bounce at? 130. See that? 1, 2, 3. All they did was reutilize an old area. Old resistance can turn to possible support. But you see how it is to read it when the market it's giving you the answers. It's right there in your damn face. Not you. I mean, I'm not saying damn to you, but I'm just saying it's right there in your face. But you see how easy it is to read it by just looking outside of a 5-minute time frame, outside of a 15-minute time frame. All you're doing is getting the overall picture and the overall psychology on how buyers and sellers move. You see that? And look how quickly you figured it out. Look how quickly you called out that answer. You got Queen. You got it. Ingrid, you got it, Queen. Also, you got that to a T. So we'll get a deep pullback 9 times out of 10 buys. 9 times out of 10, we'll step around that 150 level for that possible move back on up, as long as the buys are staying in play and we have that bullish momentum. There you go. Because what are they trying to aim for? 200. Look how quickly you figured that out. Look how quickly you came up with that answer. See that? All by looking at just the setup. Because throughout all the choppiness, look at the overall areas. Look at this. An area right here that we couldn't break out at one point, now went from support, some resistance to now what?
Ingrid
support.
Says, yes, smart depends.
But you got it. But I'm proud of you. Aussie, you answered that. So, you got that. But you see how you thought about it, and you was confident enough to answer it. You didn't hesitate. You didn't say, I didn't know. What did you say? 150. Why? Because you understood the past. You understood the psychology of the market. See? If I can do it, AK can do it, Active can do it, Deck, Hardware, and all of us can do it, Queen, you got it. You got it. It's just understanding the psychology to it. That's it. All you're doing is taking this old area and you reutilizing it now for support now that you're above it. That's it. All you're doing is taking this old area right here. You're taking this old area of resistance, now reutilizing it for support. That's it. That's it. But you got it. You got it. You got this down pack. And what else you said? PLTR. So now that you figured out, okay, in the video, okay, let's go to PLTR. PLTR now. Look at this. Okay, PLTR. What is it telling you right now, Queen? PLTR. Is it bullish or is it bearish?
Ingrid Aussie Chick says.
Exactly.
Bulls.
Exactly. Because you see the overall pattern, right? Overall pattern. Right here we call it a deep pullback, right? All we're gonna do is take that line, take the strong resistance level. Because you gotta remember, once you get above that price point, you can reutilize that for what? Support to move to the next level. So we would get a deep pullback, 9 times out of 10, your buyers are gonna move where? You're gonna have a strong possible demand zone where? Right around here. See that? All you're doing is taking old resistance and reutilizing that for possible support. Bam, there it is. That's all you're doing. Queen, that's all. It's a psychological game. That's it. You just taking old key areas and reutilizing it. So let's take this one. Let's take this one and go back down this way. What was your old resistance? Right about here. See that? Once you got back above that key level, once all of that, the dust settled, bam, got back on top of that price point, move your way up to the next level. That's it. It's a psychological game over and over and over and over. So once you identify the personality on how these bad boy moves, whether it's $5 increments, $20 increments, $10 increments, you can go from there and try to get a clear understanding on how it moves. That's it. That's it. Right now we're in a bullish momentum when it comes down to PLTR. We bullish. We bullish. Clearly. You can see an uptrend. You can clearly see an uptrend. Yes, you will get pulled back from time to time, but look at the overall setup that this bad boy is still trending up. Still trending up. You know? That's it. Still trending up, holding above all the indicators. Indicators still holding up right. 9 MA, 20 MA, 50 SMA. As long as you hold up mainly above that red one. The red one is the big dog. So long as you hold above the SMA, that's kind of like a 200-day moving average, but for, intraday purposes and so forth. Anything, underneath the 6 months and so forth. But if you notice, and also look at your indicators. Look at your indicators. Look at the big one. The red one, right? As long as you stay on top of the red indicator, bam, buy you step in. You got a little dip below it. Buyers came right back on top of it. Boom. Right back on up. So if you notice, all it's doing, all the indicators is making a big uptrend. Big uptrend. That's all it's doing. All you're doing is uptrending on PLTR. It's just going up right now, which is bullish. Yes, you had a nice little pullback level here, but then you came back down to these lows, towards these levels here. Take these right across the board. You kind of see, let me try to line it up perfectly. Line it up perfectly as possible. Like almost right where this little area was right here. About right there, bounce. Came close to it, bounce. Came close to it, bounce. All these, but
thanks so much. I guessed at the 50 SMA.
Yeah, but Queen, and that's all it is. Once you start to identify yourself with the overall patterns, it's like it's so easy to just like nail. I mean, even up here, like before the breakout, you still could have utilized that for a put opportunity because you already see what strong resistance was already right here, right? That's where your sellers came in at. So soon as you came back down and right back on up, 9 times out of 10, who you think was waiting in that same exact area? Sellers, right? Because psychologically, they already knew what was once strong resistance can still hold up as strong resistance until you break above that price point. So right now, as you came back on up, sellers were sitting right here where you got a nice little pullback down. Right here, double top, bam. Back on down, then you got that bounce right back on up, but then you turn old resistance to now possible support. Buyers came back on in, now they recovered above that, utilizing that resistance now to support, and continue their way all the way back on up towards the upside. So once you start to understand those setups, Queen, it gets easier and easier to understand. Now, what confuses a lot of people when they stock hopping because they're not doing the research on these stocks. If you hopping from this stock, that stock, this stock, that stock, all at once, no, you're not going to understand what it's doing because you're not focusing on the main ones that, again, looking at PLTR, you see the setup. NVIDIA, you see the setup. Once you take your time to kind of erase a lot of these stocks out and just focus on 1 or 2 stocks, understand the movement. And there you go. That's it. Understand the movement. What other stocks you called out? I think we went over the other ones. We went over SPY already. SPY, I mean, that's a clear cut call on that one. SPY, oops. Went over that. Let me see. SPY. Same thing with SPY. Okay, let's go back. I mean, you can clearly see, even looking at that, you can clearly see the setups. And okay, why? Okay, let me ask you this: Why was around 480 so strong of a support line? Why was that area so important to these buys? Let me ask you this, Queen. Why was 480 so important? As we fell from these levels all the way down towards that 480, you clearly see it right across the board. Why was 480 so important? And we talked about this a long time ago. Why was that area so important? Why was that area a psychological play where buyers felt confident enough to hop in right around 480 to blast it right back on up into the 500? Why was 480 so important? Why was that area so important to those buyers? Why? I know why, but I want to see if you know. I know why it was important. I know exactly why it was important. And it's not even, and I'm going to tell you, it's not even really based off this chart. I know why it was important. Remember, we talked about 480 a long time ago. We talked about 480 long time ago. Why was 480 so important to buyers where they had enough confidence to get in to recover 480 for that blast right back up to 500? Why was 480 so important? Let me ask you this. Or anybody, viewer, chat. Why was 480 so important? Like I said, I know why, but I want to see if you know. And again, it's not to be funny, to make fun of y'all. No, I just want you to think ahead of time. I want you to understand that, again, you don't have to just rely on a 15-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, 3-minute time frame. Why was 480 so important?
I don't think I was there when you talked about
Okay, I got you, Queen. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you why that 480 was so important. Okay. So now, if we take my 5-year chart, I'm going to tell you why it was so important. Now we go back. And did I have one specifically set for I might not have a 5-year chart what I talked about. Let me see. 4-year one, maybe. Bam. See it? You see it? See why was this so important? Look where my red line is at, Queen. See that? Where did we get rejected at in 2001 going into 2021 into 2022? Sorry. 480. That's what caused the pullback in 2022. Bam! But then you created a cup and handle pattern in between the levels of 480, 460, right? See that? Bam. You turn an old resistance into what? Support. See that? From the year of 2021, 2022, you took that same resistance line, go right across the board to the year of 2025. All they did was take the old resistance and turn it into possible support. So when we got that dump on down, again, Queen, why was those buys so comfortable in getting in and protecting 480? Now you see it? Year 2021, 2022, that caused the pullback. Old resistance turns into what? Bam, possible support. See that? Like I said, I knew what it was. But now you see what I mean by taking a pass and reutilizing it. And you notice they purposely did that. They purposely yanked it down. And that's how ironic, right? How they purposely yanked it towards, basically all the way back down to what price point exactly? 480. You notice that? You notice how they purposely did that? They purposely yanked it down towards 480 exactly and got it right back up. They took 2022's old resistance all the way across the board and used that same exact price point. What was once resistance is now a strong support level. That's all they did. Because think about it. Why didn't they not just bounce at 500? Why did they come all the way purposely? Hear what I'm saying? Why did they purposely pull it down to 480? Why did they just bounce at 500? Why did they just bounce at 510? Why did they just bounce at 520? Why did they purposely pull it? But you see the psychological games to that? You see that? Why did they purposely pull it down to that specific price point in general? because that was an old resistance. That was the level that took us out when 2022 rolled in, and we had that nice pullback down from the 480s, 460s down to the 360s. You had $100 drop on that. Then you wind up rebounding and going back up $100. See that? 480. Notice that. Notice the psychological games to that. Notice they took this old area and utilized it for a pullback, strong pullback bounce opportunity right at 480. See that? See that psychological game that they play?
Yes, so crazy that those areas way back my money.
Yeah, and you notice that though, right? 480 exactly. I'm talking about on this pullback all the way down exactly 480, which was 2021's, the end of 2021, beginning of 2022's pullback area. Notice that. They took this old key area here and utilized that for a support bounce. See that? So now as we go up now, let's take this. So let's take a duplicate copy and go up. Because now you have a new resistance up here, right? Now, see that? Psychologically. So if we were to get a pullback, 9 times out of 10, where your buyer's going to move in at for a possible bounce for the next movement up. As long as that trend line, like I said, as long as that momentum keeps going up, that pattern keeps going on up, all they're doing is using these price points. That's it. They already used 480 right here for 2025 for that deep pullback bounce. Now as we go up and we do get a pullback 9 times out of 10, they're going to not reuse this level here. See that? It's a psychological game over and over and over and over and over again. That's really what it is. It's a psychological game. Because now we're pushing up to new higher price points. Now, again, they can still utilize this old key area which caused this pullback to now for support as we push back up. But you see the psychological games behind it?
Number 552 was an area you talked about a while back too.
Yeah, but you notice the psychological games from the year of 2021, 2022, now into the year of 2025. But you notice how they're still playing off of old key areas? You see that? Like I said, from 2021 to 2022, going now into 2025, we get a pullback down to the old areas back in the day. Right here. Now creating a newer high, a newer resistance level. So as this bad boy goes on up, let's say for example, that if this bad boy was to spike on up, right? If this bad boy was to spike on up. Ah, shoot, my bad. Sorry about that. Okay, so say if this bad boy spiked on up. Come on now, I'm trying to wait for this chart to pull back. There we go. Okay, now say if this we go on a big run up towards 700. Let's just say, for example, for the sake of the argument. Let's just say, for the sake of the argument, that now from that level, from here, right, we spike on up. Let's say we're going a massive spike up. But then we wind up hitting a hard resistance. We put, okay, before I draw the line down, 9 times out of 10, where are those buyers going to move in at? Let me ask you this before I even do it. Before I do it. If we was to get a hard resistance, a hard pullback, just like we got before, and we get a hard pullback down, 9 times out of 10, where are those buyers going to try to protect? What's going to be the next level? We already protected 480. Now that we're moving on up, what's going to be the possible next level? What's going to be the possible next level? Ingrid? What's going to be the next level, Queen? If we just get a hard pullback. I mean, we could still go up in 2025, and then we may get a hard one in 2026. But right now, if we were to get a hard spike in a pullback, where would that demand zone be? What would be the next demand zone, possibly? Based off of what you see on my 5-year chart. Where would be that strong demand zone if we was to get a hard pullback on a psychological basis? If we got buyers to move up this high and then caught a deep pullback, where will buyers 9 times out of 10 step in at? Chat, what y'all think? Where y'all think the next level is going to be? Look at my chart. What y'all think? And I mean, like I said, it's no such thing as a stupid answer. What do y'all think the next possible pullback? If we was to like get that push up.
Ingrid Aussie Chick says, like 605 area.
Look right here, Queen. Look. If we was to get a hard deep pullback, 9 times out of 10. Look right here. Look right here. Look right here. Right around that 611, 610-ish level. Look right here. You're taking old resistance. See that? And what that's going to help do? Continue that uptrend, right? See that? Now you see it? Psychological game? Because this was a hard resistance right here. This was where your sellers came in the deepest and got that deep pullback. Now that we broke it.
I can't read.
Oh, I'm sorry, Queen. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is around 211, I'm sorry, 611, 610. So, yeah, so if we was to get a hard deep pullback, now turning old resistance to non-possible support. If we got a deep pullback, 9 times out of 10, your buyers will move where? Right around here. See that? Just like they did right here. Off of what? 480. Off of that 480 level. See that? Now that we created a new high and a new area, now we was to get a deep pullback, all they're going to do is reutilize what price point? Right around the 611, 610 mark for a possible bounce right back on up. Because again, the goal for buyers is to keep moving up. See that? You see that? But you see the psychological game behind it? Once you start to understand it, it gets very, very easy to...
Gotcha.
Yeah, so they already, again, as we got this pullback, what did they utilize? 480, which is right here in the pad. Oh, let me go back over a little bit. I know you can't see it. Move it over a little bit more. There you go. So sorry about that. So all they did was take an old resistance level here, and for 2025, you got a deep pullback down, pullback bounce right at that same key level. Now, as we break to new levels, and we get a deep pullback, what's going to be the next level? Right here. For that possible bounce right back on up. Because all they're trying to do is create an uptrend on up. Trying to get their way up towards 800. See that? They're just going from the 600s. So you can see right here clearly. They went from the 400s here. 600s here. Now they're trying to go for the 600s up to the 800s. So have you noticed that? You notice that little setup? You know that little possible setup where you're just getting a continuation uptrend each year? 2025, now to 2026, going to 2027, as long as that bullish momentum keeps going. Now you see what they're trying to do? They're slowly trying to just keep climbing up. Now they're going to take this old key area. If they was to get a nice little spike and then pull back down, 9 times out of 10, your buyer's going to protect around that 611, 610 level. So, yeah, it's just, again, it's just a psychological play. It's just a psychological play. That's why a lot of people knew to get in around as close to 480 as possible based off of what? The past. That's all it was. And now, after this bounce, you're just on a continuation uptrend. Everything is still holding. 13 EMA, 50 SMA, and so forth. Look at your indicators. The indicator's still holding up an uptrend. We haven't crossed over yet on the downside. Everything is still holding up. The last time we had a hard crack was in 2022 when we fell underneath all the indicators. We fell underneath the 13, we fell underneath the 50, down to the 200-day moving average. Got that 200-day moving average bounce. You move your way right back on top of the 50, right back on top of the 13, and you just been coasting up ever since. You got a little deep pull back here, but then you got right back on top of what? The 50 and the 13, and been just still on this continuation uptrend ever since. And you're still on that continuation uptrend. 13 still moving up, 50 still moving on up. Right now the market is still looking bullish. So look at that. Look at the overall setup. Indicators, everything's still pointing out bullish. Now the only time we're going to catch hell and pain is when you fall underneath that 200-day moving average. Other than that, uptrend, still holding. Still holding. As long as you stay on that side of the spectrum of that 200-day moving average, bullish. Now the minute you crack that, bearish. It's the only time you're going to have that issue. Only time you're going to have that issue. But right now, uptrend is still holding. Uptrend is still holding. Still moving up towards the upside for more possible movements to come. You know, could we see 700 in due time? As long as that uptrend holds, we could. It's a possibility. As long as that uptrend holds, there's still a strong possibility. You can see 650 in due time. From 650, you can see 700 in due time. You know, we could end up the year at 700. As long as that uptrend keeps going. Because we're in July going into August. You still got time for this bad boy to still push his way up towards 650, towards 700. Still an opportunity. So, I mean, right now, the market is telling you that it's bullish. From these deep pullbacks, you just been on a continuation uptrend towards the upside. So it's once you start to understand these setups, man, it gets easier and easier to read it. Easy and easier to read it, Queen. So don't ever overcomplicate anything. That's what I started doing. Once I stop overcomplicating things and really see for what it is, That's how I started making money. Like basically I had more reward than risk. In other words, like me looking at CRWV, I understood the assignment, I understood the setup, I understood the downtrend setup. Coming from an uptrend to a downtrend, I knew to stay more on the downtrend or on the put side versus a call side. Now vice versa with CRCL, you're on an uptrend. Once you start to understand and identify the patterns, I mean, it gets easy to like really read it, really read it. So, I mean, that's just like what I just did today. How did I get my account up to $145? Scalping. What did I scalp? CRWV. Why did I scalp CRWV? Because I understood the setup. I understood the assignment. That once I did my research and I seen how the way CRWV was setting up, going from an uptrend to now a downtrend, what did I play? The downtrend. So what did I do? I waited for specific areas. You can see right here clearly, CRWV. You bounce off of 124.50. Room to run up towards 144, pull right back down. And if you notice, pay close attention to the setup. Pay close attention to the candles. Look at this. You have consecutive red candles down. You have green consecutive candles back on up. Red consecutive red candles back on down. I mean, think about what you're doing. All you're doing is rotating over and over and over. Once I started to understand the setups, that's how I made it easier for myself to trade it. I understood the assignment. I understood the setup. And I just played it off of that. That's why I went in for scalps over and over and over on what? CRWV. Because I understood the assignment. Understood the assignment, sorry. Once you went up from buyers, right back to sellers. 9 times out of 10, I was expecting for buyers to come in where? 124.50 for the push right back on up. Why do I have these specific price points? You know, 128.41, 136.54. I did my research. Because right here was the lower shadow of this candle here, which was around 128.41, knowing that we underneath that price point. So 136.54, all I did was go back this way. What did we bounce at? What was the strong support back in the past? 136.54 bounce, 136.54 bounce, now being underneath that price point where we can utilize support now to resistance. So all I did was understood the assignment. So as we come back this way, now that I know 9 times out of 10, these areas are going to be held up as resistance, and also knowing that we have a downtrend setup. From a bounce, we pull on back. Bounce, pull on back, creating what? Lower highs. I understood the assignment and knew which way to get myself in on because I understood the setups. That's it. Once you start to understand the setups, also, I promise you, it gets easier and easier to trade. And what I mean by that is waiting for the opportunities. Not just jumping in, but actually waiting for the opportunities on a psychological basis. You already know once you hit around 124.50, excuse me, 124.50, buy you step in. You see green candles. Once you hit around 144, sell a step in. You see red candles. What did we fall back down to? 124.50, 9 times out of 10, buy you step in. Based off of what? The past. Green candles. 124. Buy step in. Green candles. Queen. That's all I do is understand the assignments, understand the setups, and play off of it. Wait on these particular areas to hit. You know, instead of getting caught up in the chops, I know that like the overall areas where sellers can step in at. So sometimes I be patient. So that requires me not to trade every damn day. That requires me to step back, especially depending on which side I'm going for. You know, if I'm going in for a put, okay, I understand the assignment. Let the buyers have their chance. Just like here. Right here, for example. If we go back a little bit, the sellers step back and let the buyers have it, which caused consecutive green candles up. Once they got it to resistance levels, then sellers stepped in, then you got consecutive red candles right back on down. What happened as we pull right back down to 124.50 based off of the past? Sellers step back, let buyers push it.
Yes, I see your
yeah, that's queen. It's a psychological play.
Paper trade, how you actually enter and exit an option trade.
Okay, now when it comes to option trading. Now I'm gonna tell you what I do on that note. Okay, so when it comes down now, let me bring it up too. Let me bring up my my ladder. CRWV. I'm gonna show you what I do. Okay, all I do when I'm first starting off, right? All I do, because it plus it depends on how much money you have in your account. All you do, because these are out of the money, way out of the money. Because okay, you see where your purple lines is, or your purple box is, that's in the money. That's on the call side. You come down this way into the put opportunity. This is in the money on the put side. So the goal is to stay as close to in the money as possible. So what you do is, Like, okay, if I know that buyers are going to step back in, I'm anticipating for my contracts, the prices to the contracts to start to adjust. So I'm anticipating, okay, if we're going up towards 136, 140, all I'm doing now, I want to stay as close to like these areas as much as possible. So all I'm doing now, if I know these are expensive at this time, okay, I'm gonna wait for it to adjust. So as the costs are going up, that means your contracts and your puts are going down. So that means your the value is gonna change. So as it goes on up, all I'm doing is watching from these key levels. Okay, if I want to go into, let's just say for example, let's say 128. Let's say 128. But I know it's hell of expensive. Man, it's at like $5.50. Damn, I can't afford that shit. I can't do it. I can't afford it. So what I'm doing is I'm still keeping my eyes on that price point. But as the buyers go up, it's yanking my put contracts on down. So it's making the value of that 128, is making it come down. It's making it more affordable. But I still keep in mind of the areas that I know that I want to attack. So, okay, I have to ask myself, how is CRWV moving? Okay, so let's say that it's moving by $20 increments. So I already know, okay, from 120 to 140, I have an opportunity to make $20 right back on down. So I know psychologically, because based off of right here where I see where sellers came in or where it's blocking those buyers, you can see after we got this pullback down, what is a certain key area that we're having a hard time trying to get back above, which is around 136, 140, right? So as we push back on up, I'm expecting buyers to step back in because you're going from sellers to now buyers, right? Because you can see the candle changes. You can see the consecutive movements on down and you can see the consecutive movements on up. So once sellers are done, buyers are moving back in, right? So what I'm doing is now I'm expecting buyers to come back in. So now what I'm expecting is consecutive green candles up. So now what I'm doing is I'm waiting for buyers to have their fun. Let them bounce it back on up. Because why? Because based off the past, that level has held before. Because this is where I see what buyers came in, right? Because you see, based off the past, buyers came in right around 124.50 and ran it on up towards the 144 levels. Then sellers came in and ran it right back on down to what price point? Around 24.50. So I know already got the game plan and already got that psychological thought process where buyers come in at and where sellers come in at. So that means that I'm not going to go for a put at 124 knowing that this level held and knowing that I notice where the candles have transitioned. So every time you come around these lows, buy, you step on in. Why the hell would I want to set myself up getting caught in a bear trap knowing that psychologically buyers are going to come in at that level? So I'm not going to get in there and put it right at 124.50 knowing that buyers can step in and push back up. Okay, I'm going to wait for them to push it back up towards the upside where sellers can come in at, right? So I'm waiting on psychologically I'm waiting for buyers to push back up towards resistance. So I'm going to let those consecutive green candles take place. Now that we didn't got rid of the sellers, now your buyers are moving back in. So now I should be seeing green candles, right? So green candles up, green candles up, green candles up, green candles up. Now again, why did I have these labels? Are these price points labeled? Again, 136.54. Why do I have that price point? If I go back a little bit this way into the past, back this way, what levels did we hold? 136.54, right? Because you can see right here, where the sellers have a hard time cracking? 136.54, right? You may have wicks that have cracked it or went below that price point, but look at the bodies of the candles. Where did we hold? Right? 136.54. Because you went red to green, right back on up. So, old support, now that we're underneath it, can turn to what? Possible resistance. So now that I got all of this, my homework done, all I'm doing now is we push back this way in the present. 9 times out of 10, if we push back on up that way, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled to see now can sellers utilizing old support now for possible resistance. So in other words, when I'm anticipating this green candle, green candle, green candle up, for sellers to move in right here. And also don't forget, we're on the downtrend setup. So again, what I'm expecting from this level now is to see lower highs. So we already got this high here, right at 144. Now we should be building up a lower high, which after those buyers do their thing, push it back on up, I should be expecting sellers to come in now, not at 144, but now at 136. So now I'm anticipating that I can see a transition green to red right around these levels, right back on down. Why am I so confident about this? It's because what is CRWV overall doing? It is creating a what? downtrend setup. Now you get where I'm coming from, Aussie. Now you get it, because I understood the assignment. Now I understand the setup, because we already went on an uptrend. Now transitioning over to a downtrend. And what does downtrend consist of? Lower highs. Now you get it. Now you see why I wait patiently for certain key points, because I'm doing my homework. I'm doing my homework and understanding these certain key levels that could take place. Because right now, in my mind, that CRWV has went from an uptrend setup to now a downtrend setup. It has went from a bullish rally now to a bearish rally. So now I'm anticipating now, okay, once we crack 154, that we have room to come back down to these low areas of what? 100. Because now you see what I mean? It's all about patience, Queen. Because I understood my homework, I understood the assignment. Now I'm just waiting for the place to take place. Now I'm waiting for psychologically for sellers to see what I see, from them to come in, giving that confirmation that, okay, this downtrend is going to continue. Once we go on up, the next, instead of going all the way up to 144, the next possible area that I'm anticipating is what? 136. Again, because again, old support can now turn to possible resistance now that we on a downtrend setup. Now you get it? Yes, I see it. So when would you enter the trade? On the call side or the put side? On CRWV? And understand. What did you under? Indicators. You underneath the 50. You underneath the 20. Now you underneath the 9. Still weighing it down.
Aussie chick says, put side, like at 136.
Okay, let me bring it back up. Because again, I want you to think for yourself. Will you think that I'm gonna wait on, or will you think that I'm anticipating? Okay. I mean, again, you could have caught it in both ways. I mean, you could have caught it on the call side for that move back on up. Because again, psychologically, bias came in and where? 124.50. 124.50 for the push back up to the 136s, right? Call opportunity. Now that we already then completed that, now we're waiting on buyers to get up to an area where sellers could be sitting at around 136. Why 136? Because again, if you go back to the past, what was a strong support line, or what was a strong area that buyers held at one point? 136.54. You can see right here, we had a nice little sell-off, but we couldn't crack what price point? 136.54. Where did buyers reverse that? 136.54. What held up a strong support? 136.54. Look at the candle changes. You went from red to green, right back on up towards the 160s. Now we go back this way into the present. You got to remember, keep this in mind. We underneath that price point. It's no longer support. Take that 136.54. Now on the downside, 9 times out of 10, what I'm gonna be anticipating, Queen? What I'm gonna be anticipating now? Now that we underneath that price point, and now that we on the downtrend setup, I'm anticipating buyers to see, can we get that pushback on up? Because I know 9 times out of 10 psychologically what sellers are sitting at, and we on a downtrend setup. And I'm also anticipating a what? Lower high build for a pullback down. Because keep in mind, you're no longer on an uptrend, you're on a downtrend. So keep that in mind, Queen. So we go back a little bit. I go to it. I'll bring up the overall chart. All right. And we're going to look at CRWV, which is, again, why I was so confident to take those trades, to take those scalps, because I understood the assignment. So we go back, right? CRWV. And we're going to go to, is this set up already? 180? Is this right? Let me make sure it's right. Make sure it's correct. Make sure I got all my prices. Everything lined up right. Right about, wait, is that the right one? 180. There it is. All right. Now, Queen, take a look. Go back. Past matters. Go back. Okay. So why am I anticipating? Okay, think about it. Look at my chart. Look at my chart and think about it. Look long and hard. You done went from an uptrend now to a possible downtrend. What was once support now can be held up as resistance. So let me draw it out. Why am I anticipating 136.54? Why am I anticipating that? Right here. What was once support now can be utilized for resistance. And on top of that, we have a downtrend setup. Went from an uptrend to now a downtrend, which will start to see more downside than upside on CRWV. So we're no longer on top of this price point because we're no longer bouncing. Now we go back this way. What happened? You cracked underneath that price point right here. 136.54, right? Now as we go back on up, I'm anticipating a rejection right here. Because why? That's going to go right along with the downtrend setup for that next lower high and that pullback. Now you get it? Now you guys get it? Now you get it what I'm doing? Now you get what I'm looking at? Why I've been... Now y'all get it? Because you're going from an uptrend to now a downtrend. You're going from buyers to now sellers. Now you get why I say I wait for certain price points on a psychological basis. Now you see what I mean? Think about it. Ingrid, when we had hardware on board with us and he was talking, you remember they were talking about purposely spiking up to certain price points purposely to get to a certain target, and then what did they do? Short it right back on down. So, bouncing already, 124.50, 124.50. Why is that level so important? Because that was once old resistance, which is why I'm not going in for a put, where buyers can now utilize that same price point now on the upside. I'm not going in for a put right now. I'd rather go for a call because now that you're above old resistance, now it can be utilized for possible support right here. That's why I did not go for a put. Again, see what buyers stepped in at? All they did was reverse that price point now, to use to their advantage. Now you have to understand, now sellers have taken out 136.54 now this way. Now sellers can use 136 to their advantage and bring it back on down, thus creating that continuation downtrend. Now you get it? It's all about understanding these price points. Man, do your homework and understand these setups and use it to the best of your ability. Now, again, we understand the assignment that we're no longer on an uptrend, but now on a downtrend where you start to see lower highs build. Now, everything that was once support, now it's turning to resistance. Look at this. This was once support, but what did sellers do? Utilize that for resistance and yanked it right back on down. Next key level. If we go back on up, what's the next one? 136.54. What was once support can now be utilized for what? Resistance. And also you're hitting that downtrend setup, going on up, creating a lower high for a move right back on down. Now your ultimate bottoms will be possibly around where? 100. Where you'll go up, right back on down, thus creating a big ass cup-like pattern, inverted. So now you get it. Now y'all see. Now you see why I've been attacking it now. My understanding the assignment. Now getting a better idea on how to attack it.
Process. I'm lit, but I'm watching on my second screen.
Man, what's up, whoa? Shout out to my brother, man, guys. Give my guy Forever Awards shout out and some support and love on Twitch. FRWOE Forever War, man. Let me give you some love, boss. While I got you, man. Shout out to you, man.
So clear. Thank you.
Let me give you some love, boss. Hold on, Ingrid. I got you, Queen. We're gonna finish talking about it. Cause like I said, I'm gonna help you every step of the way. You know I ain't gonna give up on you. You know this. Love you every step of the way. You know how we rock and roll. All right. Shout out to my boy Forever Woe. Shout out to WChat. Shout out to you guys, man, who came in, man. So shout out to all you guys, man. So shout out to Forever Woe, man. Give us some love on Forever Woe on Twitch at FRWOE. Give him some love, man. So y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all already know what time it is. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. And guys, if you are new to my channel, man, please do your boy a favor. Go to my YouTube channel. Y'all already know what I'm about to say, man. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. If you already subscribed, like, share, comment. If you're keep it rocking and rolling, guys, because we are on that road. We're getting closer and closer to 1,000 subs, man. When we start getting monetized for the videos, we got about underneath 30 more subscribers on YouTube, man. So keep hitting that sub button, guys. I would have not made it this far if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are almost there, guys. Underneath 30 more subs to go, and we'll be hitting it. And once we hit that 1K sub mark, we will be doing free cash prize giveaways, man. To celebrate within it, man, with not only me, but with you guys, so we can celebrate, give out free money. So, but you have to be a subscriber. You have to hit that subscribe button, man. That's the only way to do it. If you're on Twitch, in order to avoid the ads, either follow or subscribe. If you're on Kicks, follow or subscribe as well. And if you're on TikTok, hit that follow button. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. All right, we back to normal. But, Ingrid, that's all you do, Queen. Use a 12-hour chart on whatever you are trading. It don't matter whether you're trading SPY, Tesla, whatever the case may be. Look at one of these charts. You can use a 180. You can use a 360, whatever it is. I use a 12-hour chart because I can get an overall clear understanding on what it's doing. You know, and that's what to understand exactly what sellers are coming in the most, what buyers are coming in at the most. Why I knew not to go in for a put opportunity at the bottoms of 124.50, because again, I did my research where I already understood that buyers can utilize that price point now for support, in which they did. 124.50, what was once resistance, now support. And that's it. And look, and I'm gonna go to another. And Ingrid, also, what are we setting up for on CRWV? A possible inverted cup and handle pattern. Don't it look like one? Don't it look like an inverted cup and handle pattern could be forming once we crack that 154? Well, we could possibly fall right back down to the 100 level. I mean, you could also see that pattern as well. I mean, once you start to identify yourself with these levels, it gets easy to understand it. Easy to understand it. I'm not gonna say it's the easy to trade, but it's easy to understand it. So even if we go right here, windows. All right, let's take this price point, 124.50 that we just talked about, right? We see a cup inverted, and we see a handle inverted, right? Right at that trend line. Look at that. Every time you hit that trend line, you fall. Trend line, you fall. Trend line, you fall. Trend line, you fall. And once we get that crack underneath that 24.50, we have room to fall back down to these levels of what? 100. Why? Because that's the area where your buyers came in at and got that play up towards the upside. So if we take that 100 mark, look where those buyers went to, pushed up to. From 100 all the way up to the levels of 185, then right back on down. So once you start to identify yourself with these setups, Queen, I promise you, it gets easier to understand these plays. It does. Like, once I started to understand it and I understood what hardware was talking about, and I did this over the weekend, I was like, man, now I get what he's doing. Now I see why, they have so much confidence when they get into these plays, whether it's on the upside or whether it's on the downside. I get it, because I took my time to understand it. Okay, so what price? AMD. Okay, AMD Nadia. Let's see what we got for you, Queen. AMD. But also, you get it though. You get what I'm trying to get at with it. It's so easy to read it and understand it, and it puts you in a level of comfortability to trade. Once you identify yourself with these prices, it gets easy to understand it, to understand it very well. I mean, now I'm here for you guys to help you guys every step of the way, man. Every step of the way. Now, as far as
yes, boss, many thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Like I said, once you start to identify yourself with the overall setups, Queen, it gets you get to understand exactly what sellers come in at. You get to really understand what buyers come in at, and what it does, it gets you through the choppiness where you don't get caught in the bull crap. Because a lot of us do that because we get so impatient. We want to trade every single day. But if you look at the overall setup, that's just like even with AMD. Shout out to Nadia for bringing that up. Look at the overall setup. Look, Queen, what are sellers coming at the most at these key levels? Look at this: sellers. Buyers. Like, but you kind of get the understanding of it. And also, look, U-shape pattern, cup pattern. But you see, even on AMD, Ingrid, look at this. The chart is screaming to you what it's doing. Literally. Look at this. Big old U-shape pattern. Letting us know the strength of buyers. Going from a downtrend to now an uptrend. But you get to understand these levels. Like, once you get that clear understanding, you see what it's doing. Instead of getting caught up in the choppiness, all we're doing is going across the board. That's it. What levels did we hold? What levels did we run up to? Where's the sellers coming in the most? Where the buyers coming the most? Now, okay, taking this off. Now, Ingrid, like I said, I'm just trying to sharpen up your thought process. Okay, even on AMD, and knowing that you don't trade AMD, you can just see the pattern. You can just see the setup. You can see, okay, once we get above this 150 level, we know where buyers are trying to go, because what was the level that got taken out? Right around 173. But you see how easy that was to see that? And you really don't even trade AMD. You can see it from that standpoint. You can see also, look at this. You can also see a downtrend breakout pattern. Bam, bam, bam. Look at that. Look how quick I found. Look how quickly I figured that out. That fast. that quick. That quick. But, overall, look at this. Look at this from these tops. Look at the connections. From here to here, you went from a downtrend now to an uptrend. You went straight from sellers to now buyers. Now that we on top of this level, okay, where are the areas where buyers can come in the most? Where there be some good pullback bounce areas? Right here. You can see right here in the past. Right around what it was, 150. 150 bounce. 150 bounce, 150 bounce. Once you got underneath 150, turned it to resistance, fell back on down. Once you got back underneath 150, right back on down. Underneath 150, right back on down. Now we taking old resistance, turn that to what possible support. So we get a pullback. 9 times out of 10, your seller's gonna come, buyer's gonna come in at 150, bounce back on up. Then if you run back up to, back up to these highs, where 9 times out of 10 where the seller's gonna be at, 173. You clearly see that right across the board, 173, 173. But you get what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying on how easy it is? Once you start to put the pieces of the puzzle together, how easy it is to read it. Like on a psychological basis, where sellers come in, where buyers come in at. See how easy it is to read it like that quick. So, but it puts you in a position of having fun. You start to get more comfortable. You start to have more confidence. You start to understand the assignment. You start to understand the movements. But I mean, once you start to just see this over and over and over, it's just you start to have fun instead of being scared, instead of overthinking.
Ingrid Aussie Chick says.
Exactly, and that's what it is, Queen. It's like a game because it's like, okay. Let me take this price point. Let me take this other. Okay, let me take this off. So we know right here, psychologically, where sellers came in at. Okay, let's do this. And that's what it is. It's like a game. It's a psychological game. Because we already see, right, okay, sellers came in aggressive where? 173.50. 173. So 9 times out of 10, what do buyers need to take out in order to move to the upside? Because look at all this space and opportunities that buyers can still get up to. But the only thing that's stopping it is what? 173, right? Because you can see, okay, if you treat that 173 as a border, what separates you from the bulls and the bears? As you come on up, what is that wall sitting at? 173, because psychologically, sellers are sitting at 173. Because until we can get that breakout, you'll hit 173, come right back on down. 173, right back on down. 173, right back on down. Now it's only till when buyers can successfully break above 73, right? You'll turn resistance now into support. So that means, okay, you get a pullback. Now instead of being a bull trap, now it can be a bear trap. So now when you pull back down this way, now instead of catching bulls, now you're catching bears for the movement. Now you get it. Oh, see, now you're getting it. Now it's starting to move, huh? You starting to get it now, what I mean. By looking outside of a 15-minute time frame, looking outside of a 5-minute time frame, looking outside of a 3-minute time frame, look at the overall picture. Look at the overall setup. Now, if you take the pass right here and go right across the board, we know it's a brick wall at this moment because we haven't broken above it right now, right? Which is what? 173. So we know that psychologically, if you're in on the long side, you have room to run up to what price point? 173. Back on down until we break above 173, where we can now turn it from a bull trap to now a... Yeah, but now you get what I'm saying, Queen? Now you get the psychological play on what I mean. It's a psychological game because sellers are keeping buyers underneath 173 because they're trying to stop them from getting up to 180, 190, up to that 200 mark, right? And what's stopping you from getting to 200? Look right across the board, Queen. 173. Queen, it's a psychological game. That's it. It's all a psychological game over. It's a rinse and repeat. Because once again, buyers get above that price point. Now they can use that to the best of their advantage. Now 173 could be support till now they're trapping bears. Because now you have broken above, crossed the border. You done went from the bearish side of 173 to now the bullish side of 173. Because like I said, look at all this open space. Look at all this open space that no candles hit. Ever since we done fell from that 227. Look from right here. Now going this way, look at all this clear and open space. No candles have successfully hit these levels yet, just yet. But once we break above 173, look how far the bulls can run. Look at that. It's a psychological game, Queen. That's it. It's a psychological game. All you do is create a big old U-shaped pattern right back on up to the area that took you out. Now you see this big old cup pattern. Look at that. And look how much room you can run up to what price point? 173. If they can hold the 150 back up to 173, that creates a what? Cup and handle pattern, right? From 173, you get enough buyers to go for that possible push and that actual break above 173 level. Then now sky is the limit, Queen. Off of a what? Cup and handle pattern. Boom. And all that is just telling you what's to come. Look at this setup. What's to come in the future. The possibility. Right now it's just building up. It's just creating it. We haven't completed the cup yet because we haven't got all the way back up to 173. But you know psychologically the price point you can go up to. Aussie, Nadia, based off of this setup and these buyers not holding above 150, what's the next intended target? That now after we done explained all this, and now I'm talking about right here. What's the next intended target? What are those buyers trying to run up to? Meaning that you got room to run to it and still make profit on the upside. Where's the next intended target level at? Where you can make money from the levels you at now on up. What's that next target? After we just talked about this. What's the next target? As we are right here. And we get that push on up, where they trying to go to? After I just broke this down, what's that price? What's that target? What's that target? Anybody? You know, chat. Aussie. Nadia. From this setup here, and knowing that we're now going from bearish to bullish.
Ingrid Aussie Chick says 163. Nadia says 160.
Nope. After I broke this down, y'all still ain't getting it. Think, Queen. Think. Look at my chart. Look at my chart. In order for us to complete a successful U-shaped pattern, you have to get back up to those highs. What is that high? What is that high to get up to first? Not 163.
Nadia says 160.
Nope. You're still missing it. You're still missing the key. You got a big... Thank you!
160.
Thank you! Thank you! Aussie got it. 173, because the buyer's goal is to take out the areas that bears are claiming. In order for us to get up to 200, we got to take out levels that bears are claiming. So, what is the area that bears are claiming at this time? 173 based off the past. Because again, what's stopping you from getting to 200? Look at this wall, Nadia. Look. In order for us to fill and complete that U-shaped pattern, you got to get up to what? 173. You see it? In order for us to get up to those highs, we got to get that push up to 173 to complete the U-shaped pattern, also complete the cup pattern, right? So, again, I'll break it down again. I have no problem doing it. I love doing this with y'all. I love it. I love it. Okay. Okay. So, let's take this level all the way down to these lows. Back on up to these highs. We right here. But in order for us to complete the U-shape, what do we have to move our way up to? Boom. 173. That completes the cup. Now, do expect some possible resistance because 9 times out of 10, psychologically, you're going to have sellers sitting there. Now, from that price point, okay, we get a little pullback down. Now, what do we want the buyers to do? Hold that 150 level. If they hold that 150 level, there goes your handle, right? From that handle, back on up because now you're creating a higher low. You're going from these bottoms, now creating a higher low this way. Because again, remember, if you're on an ascending triangle pattern, remember I told you guys, the back portion is always the biggest area we're going to have most of a drop. Because if you take that level down to this level, look at all this space. From that bottom of that trend line, from here, that's where you have the most space. But notice, as you get closer this way, the space tightens up, creating lower, higher lows. For the possible squeeze, bam! There you go. Now y'all get it. now you get the setup. Cause okay, if we take this setup, where we at right now, off of these bottoms, exactly. All you want to do now, if you're going in long, you want to tighten up the bottoms. You want to tighten up the bottoms as much as possible. You already got a U-shaped pattern going on. Now we want to tighten up on it. Now what we want to do is go this way. So now that we got the dramatic drop out the way, which is the biggest part, which is the back portion of your ascending triangle pattern, and now as you come back down, you want to tighten up on the pullbacks. Now the pullbacks comes less dramatic. So once you pull back down, now you got to look at these levels here. Where the buyers come in at? Around 130, then they got back on top of around 150, and then got that push up this way. So what you want to do is tighten up this way from 130 to 150. Tighten up for the possible squeeze. Because again, we shouldn't have to see no more dramatic drops now that we didn't got this out of the way. This is done. Now we done got rid of the downtrend setup, now into an uptrend setup. Got the big U shape out of the way. So this is what you want to see if we was to base it off of this ascending triangle pattern. This is what you want to see. If we want to see more upside on AMD, you want to see right here from this big ass U shape pattern. Now that's out of the way. We want to see smaller U shape patterns this way. 130, 150. Now starting to tighten up. Bam! Now y'all see it. Now you see what I mean? Once you get that break above 173, holding these key levels, building up a higher low, sky is the limit. Now you're running up to 180, 190, 200, 210, back up to all these old levels way up here. Now you get it. Now you see what I'm doing. Now you see the possible future setup that AMD could possibly perform on. Now you get it. All it's doing is just setting up for the future opportunities. Now that we got this area out of the way, it's done and gone. We don't have to worry about the 75s. We don't have to worry about the 100s. Now we focus on 130. Now we focus on 150. Now we're trying to break above 170. Now we're trying to break above to where we can now start to take out this level. Now we start to take out this level, moving our way back up, creating a bigger cup. Now y'all see the overall setup. That big ass cup. Now y'all see the overall setup. That big cup. Now y'all see it. All it's doing right now is just building this way up, for future movements. That's it. Now you already got the big drop out of the way. Now we just need to start tightening up. 130s, 150s. Now getting that break above 170. Now taking out these levels here. Now going up to this level. Oh, let me go back to push the wrong button. Now going to these levels. Let me come on. There we go. Now going up to these highs here. Why is it not picking up my damn lines here? I hate when it's trying to do this. Come on, god dog it. Thank you. Now going up to these highs here. Bam. Now from that price point going up to these highs here. Bam. So take out this one first. Then you move to the next level. Take that one out. From that level. Boom. Up here. So all we're doing is just slowly grinding our way back on up after a drop. Slowly grinding. Slowly grinding. Right now, 130. Buyers have held. Got his way back above 150. Now you got to look at it from a channel standpoint. Now look at these bottoms where buyers have held now. Now that you got it back above 130. See right here? Round 150. Right back on up. 173. From 173 up to that 186. See that? All we doing now is just buyers are trying to step back in and basically reclaim all those gains. That's it. All the gains they lost, all they trying to do now is regain it back. Now they need to take out 170. From 170. Then from that price point, around at 186. From 186, now on up towards the 200 plus range. All they doing is just trying to reclaim everything that Bass took away from them. That's it. Now that you're going this way, now setting up an uptrend versus a downtrend. Now, again, this is a future setup. Now, I don't want you guys to overlook that. Write this shit down. Because I don't want nobody saying you never learned this. Don't y'all do that shit. Don't you even freaking do it. Look at the future setup. That could be setting itself up going for the end of the year, rest of the year. You already got a U-shaped pattern going on AMD. Keep it on watch. Now that you're creating a U-shaped pattern, now at the 150 levels, you already then reclaimed 75, now up to 100, now moving your way back above 130, now going up to 150. If you notice, it's building higher lows, now creating a big cup pattern. Now, if we do get rejected at 173, it'll pull back down. Lows they hold 150. That's creating a handle from the bounce of 150 back up to 170, up towards the 180s, 190s, back up to 200. But keep that in mind because this could be setting up a future play. Don't overlook it. Don't forget about it. So keep this jotted down that this bad boy could be setting up a future play. And then on top of that, we can even make it even better. It's the earnings too. So if you're holding the 150s, 170s, and if earnings are good, this bad boy can spike and blast his way back up this way. Don't count this play out. It could be setting up for a future play. Just don't count it out. Right now, we know that we're in a range of 150, 173. Do not count AMD out for future references purposes only. Keep that in mind that we know what the tops is and we know what the bottoms need to hold based off of this low range. 150, 173 until we get that break above that price point to higher levels of 180, 200s, and so forth. So After this downtrend setup, we could be setting up now for an uptrend setup as we go along with August, September, October, November, and all the way to 2026. But notice the overall change, though the overall transition that you're going from a now downtrend to now a possible uptrend. And also, if you also want to look at it as also inverted head and shoulders pattern, you can look at it as an inverted head and shoulders pattern as well. But do not overlook that shit that it could be setting up for future pushes on up. So don't count that bad boy out. So at least I gave you the heads up what to prepare for on AMD in case you don't want to look for future movements. There you go. From 150 to 170, get that 170 up, 186 up to the 200 plus. Going from a downtrend now to an uptrend setup. Do not overlook that. So don't say I didn't tell y'all. Go back on my live and say I broke everything down to a science on a future setup on this bad boy. So there you go. Whew. All right, I'm done. Now when I broke all that down, I'm tired. All right, let's see. CRWV, where we at? Still anticipating a little bounce back on up. I'm still watching this level. I told you I ain't counting it up. We already went over Nvidia. Anything else? Anything else we need to go over? I think we went over everything already. Tesla. We just still gotta get that push back up towards that 335 to 340. It's kind of slowing down a little bit. Matter of fact, let's take a look at Tesla. How are we setting up? As far as the range that we talked about already. How are we setting up on Tesla? Alright, range. So we still underneath that 334 that we already talked about since last week. When it bounced off the 310 that we talked about since last week, I told you guys to prepare yourself for Tesla. 310, 334, that was your move right there. That was pretty much a... God dang, how... Was that a $20 plus runner? From 310 bottoms all the way up to 334? I didn't give y'all heads up on that one. So let's see what we got from that price point. Because again, that area is still holding up a strong resistance, so keep that in mind. Last time when we pulled back from 334, we came down to the lows of, what was this, 316-ish? Around 316, and got that bounce right back above 325, and it got this spike back on up. So let's see. And don't forget, guys, we do have Tesla earnings coming out this week. Do not forget about that. Don't forget about Tesla earnings coming out. And Google. Got Google as well coming out. But I told you guys since last week to look for 310. Y'all cannot say, y'all can run my live back and say I did not tell y'all about 310. I say for 310 because y'all remember I was talking about this old channel from 310 to 334 since last week. And what did we go to? 310, 334 this week. Stop. If y'all don't want to take my live stream serious, that's on y'all. But y'all cannot say I don't alert these possible plays. I alert these plays. From 310 to 334, how much y'all would have been up in profits on that one? Let's do the math. For those who took my alert seriously and executed on that shit. So let's see. 334 minus 310 times, if you had just 100 shares, you'd have been up. Can't make this shit up. I can't make this up. Can't make it up. I told y'all. That'd have been 2,400 in your pockets. From 310 to 334, I gave y'all the alerts. That was up to y'all if y'all was gonna take it. Now, one thing I am still intrigued on CRWV is still that inverted cup and handle pattern. Once we get that crack above below 124.50, I mean, that's a what? $24 drop? $24.50 drop. We get that pull back down to the 100s off of that inverted cup and handle pattern that could take place. I mean, that's another opportunity if y'all want to take that one too on the put side. That's another opportunity. Once you get that 124.50 crack, down to 120, 110, possibly down to 100. That's another one still going off of that downtrend setup. So that's another possible opportunity because that bad boy does have somewhat of an inverted cup and handle pattern setup. I already scalped on it. So I'm waiting on the next one because I got to wait for my count to settle. But, because I guarantee you, I'm still looking at CRWV. I'm just letting y'all know right out the gate. I'm still not taking my eyes off of that. I made trades on that one earlier, and I scalped it. But I still think there's a lot of potential on the downside on CRWV. As far as CRCL, I still think it's got room on the upside. Once you get that pullback, for a possible pullback bounce on CRCL, I still think there's room on the upside for CRCL because you got more of a U-shaped pattern on this one. Once we start to get that little pullback, go for a little pullback bounce, so definitely keep your eyes peeled. Once we get this little sell-off for the possible bounce back on up, keep that on watch. But CRWV definitely has an inverted cup and handle pattern that could lead to more downside coming. Tesla, I mean, we still need that 334 level, as I told you guys, from 310 to 334. That was your call opportunity on that one. Because I know tomorrow, what we got tomorrow? Jerome Powell speaking at 8:30, I think. I think he's speaking at 8:30. But okay, Aussie, Nadia, chat. Okay, do y'all not see the rotation on Tesla for when you could have had a big opportunity on that one? Okay, let me see if y'all see it. Aussie, do y'all see the rotation on Tesla? I'm talking about from the 291.50 level all the way up to 234. You see that? You see the rotation? That strong ass rotation from these bottoms all the way up to 234. Do you not see that strong rotation on up? Good opportunity. But what I'm saying is understand no patterns, understand the setup where you can get good opportunities on the call side and the downside. Yes, and that's what I mean, Aussie. By just taking your time and just understand the rotations. Understand the rotations. From one, and again, what gave us that confirmation on 291.50 that we didn't have before? Double bottoms. And look right here before. Look, and this Queen, look at this, look at the setup. It's a rinse and repeat from in the past. This happened in June 9th. 291.50, 234. Rinse and repeat. 291.50, 294. 334. Queen, was that not a rinse and repeat? Twice on the call side. Look right here. 291.50, 334.
Did you go over dollar spot?
I
came late.
I think I went over this morning. Oh yeah, I went over this morning pre-market. In pre-market, because I said as long as buyers held 628.50, you have room to push your way up towards that 630 level. And Queen, I also sent you the Patreon. The possible setups. I mean, I'll go back on my Patreon, but Aussie, do you not see the rinse and repeat on Tesla over and over and over twice? 291.50, 334. 291.50, twice, Queen. Think about it. Twice. 291.50, 334. 291.50, 334. Let's do the math on that. I now loaded this since last week. 334. We're gonna do 291.50. 291.50 times. All right, which is 100 shares. You'd have been up. Think about it. Same exact play. Doubled your profit. Times 2. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Twice the play by just waiting on his opportunities. Bam, bam, bam. And that's crazy. And then even on the put side, look at that. Put side rinse and repeat. Queen, tell me how crazy this is. Aussie and Nadia, tell me if these plays wasn't crazy. Let me go to Tesla. Twice on both sides of the fence. Tell me this wasn't two crazy plays. I'm going to it right now. Look. Same exact prices over and over. Watch this. I'm going to blow y'all mind real quick. And y'all can't say I did not alert these. Look. Watch this. Watch this. Twice on the downside and upside play. Is this the right one? Think so. Watch this shit. Watch this. I got my right charts, right? Yeah, it's the right ones. 290. What was that at? Yeah, look right here. Puts 355, 291.50. 355, 291.50. 291.50, 334. 291.50. Queen. Do y'all not see the rinse and repeat on this? Do y'all not see the rinse and repeat on these bad boys? By just simply waiting on these setups and waiting for those price points. The opportunities. Look at this. Watch. We're gonna talk about it from the put side and the call side. Look at this. Windows. Come on, Windows. Oh, there we go. We're gonna start with the put side. 355. 355. 291.50. 291.50. Look at this. Put. 355, 291.50 on the put side. All right, let's go back on the call side. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Call side. 291.50, 334. 291.50, Aussie, do y'all not see the rinse and repeat? The money making opportunities. From the put standpoint, from 355 to 291.50, 355, 291.50. Call side, 291.50, 334. 291.50, 330. The rinse and repeat is insane. The rinse and repeat is insane. Can y'all imagine y'all account changing off just waiting on those plays over and over and over? Tops, bottoms, tops, bottoms, bottoms, tops, bottoms, tops. From the call side, you can't make this up. On Tesla, twice, bam, 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 puts, bam, 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 calls. But you see it? It's a rinse and repeat over and over. Queen. Now, we'll see where we go from, for the rest of this week. Could we get a break above that 334 level, back up towards the 355? It's a possibility when you can see another rinse and repeat. I mean, it's a possibility. You go up here, get rejected, pull right back on down. I mean, you still holding underneath the 355. I mean, it could be a third touch. Could be a third opportunity. When you go up, get rejected, come right back on down. Just saying. But look at these opportunities missed. 1, 2, 1, 2 puts. 1, 2, 1, 2 calls. Crazy how you had a rinse and repeat right there. Twice on both ends. Twice on the puts, twice on the calls. Same exact price. Same exact bottoms, same exact tops. Same exact tops, same exact bottoms. Look at that. Over and over. It's crazy. See what I mean? When you just wait on those certain price points, get you throughout a choppiness, man, play that bad boy. Look at this. Sellers came in aggressive. Sellers came in aggressive. Buyers came in.
Spot on those levels.
Yeah, but you see that though, right, Aussie? It's still opportunities to present itself. One missed opportunity, you can still catch it. But I'm saying, learning from our missed opportunity, you see the opportunities, right? That just repeated itself over and over and over and over, right? 355, 291.50. 355, 291.50. Puts, calls, 291.50, 334. 291.50, 334. Twice on both sides. Imagine catching those rinse and repeats. Your account, you would have been way over the PDT. Insane. Insane. 2 opportunities on the puts, 2 opportunities on the calls is insane. That is sick. But I did alert you guys at 310. For sure, I alerted you guys at 310 up to 334. That was still an opportunity. Even if you missed these very bottoms, you caught them secondary bottoms. I called out 310 since last week over and over and over and over for the possible push. And I broke this down on the rotation from 310, 334. 310, 334. Even these were repeats. 310, 334, 334, 310, 310, 334, 334, 3. Awesome, man.
Y account is over PDT but only have 1K option buying power.
1K is still good. 1K is still good. It just depends on what you trade with. It's still not bad. Like I said, honestly, just start with small amounts. Like one contract alone is automatically 100 shares. And it just goes from there. 2 contracts, 200, 3 contracts, 300, and up to 5 contracts. So in other words, put it like this. It move by $5 increments. So, okay. 1 contract, every 10 cents is $10. 2 contracts, every 10 cents is 20. 3 contracts, every 10 cents is 30. 4 contracts, every 10 cents is 40. 5 contracts, 50, and so forth. That's how that normally works. So, that's another thing. And I put it like this. Once you start to identify yourself with the main chart setup, especially depending on what you're going on, all it does is follow what the main chart does. So if you're going in on let's just say a put contract, and you already identify yourself with the prices between 355, 350, and it goes off of these levels, it's gonna follow it. That's really all it is, even on the call side. So even down here, if you want to get in at, let's just say, 290, between 290, 292 levels. On up, you still banking on it. Because all it's going to do is follow exactly what the main chart is doing. That's it. That's the call. That's the whole idea of options and strike prices, right? Because if you're going in for a strike price and you're going in for, let's just say, you already know where your price point is or your intended target is. Let's just say 335. Let's say 335, for example. You get in on a put, get in on a call, but you get in around the levels of 290. Your initial areas are these levels here. These are where your strike prices are at on the upside. Vice versa on the put side. Okay, your intended prices is around 292, 290. So if you get in on a put on this side, bam, it's already hitting strike prices. Now you get it. Now you get it. That's how your strike prices are based off of your intended targets. That's it. Intended targets. You know, for Tesla, I mean, we already went over this, so 9 times out of 10, you already know for sure. Okay, now that you're underneath 333 level, 9 times out of 10, what's going to be your bottoms? 310. You know, as long as you stay within that range, 310. You went for a channel breakout, back within that range. You cracked that range, back within that range. All you now is back in the range of 310, 334. That's all it is. You're back in the same exact range until you either break out or crack down out of those 2 yellow lines. That's it. You're just back in the range of 334, 310s. Because you have yet to break out and you have yet to crack. Bam. Done. That's it, Queen. Get your charts. Draw a line right. Depending on, like I said, these are 12-hour charts. You just draw your lines right around those price points. Play off of it. That's it. Because then once you put your lines, you can, again, you get a clear idea of what sellers are coming in at or protecting. And then you get an idea of what buyers are sitting in and protecting. That's it. Buyers protect 310, sellers protect 334. It's just kind of, I mean, it's just like they say, KISS, keep it simple. And then once you break out of that channel, what's gonna be these tops? 355. You break down, you crack out of this channel at the bottom. What's the bottoms? 391.50. Aussie, Nadia. Now y'all get it. You break out of this channel, tops 355. You crack below that channel. What's your bottoms? 391.50. 291.50. That's it. All you're doing is just rotating out of that channel back and forth, whether you're going down or going up. But you'll find your way right back in that range of 334, 310. It's about as easy as you can put it until we break above 334 and put you in a new range here. And then once you break above 310, look at the range. Queen, the answer is right there. Nadia, Aussie, the answer is right there in front of you. You break above that 334, look at the new range. Bottoms, 334. Ultimate tops, around that 370. Look at the tops. From that 355 to 370, bam. You can see the channel. Channel breakout, back in that range. I mean, the answer is literally right in front of you. You break out of this range, you go into a new range. You get into this range. 334, 355. Look at that. Break out, go as high as 370, back in that range, 355, 334. It's about as, I mean, the answer is literally right in front of your face. I mean, to all viewers, chat, the answer is right there in front of your face, even based off my chart. It's right there in your face. You break out of this, again, 310, 334 range, you moving up to the next range. 334, 355. Until you break out, and the highest you can go is around 370, back into that range. The answer is literally right in front of you. Like, literally. I mean, I don't know what other ways to put it. I mean, the answers are literally right in front of y'all faces. I'm talking about on the upside and the downside, the answers are literally in front of your faces. And that's on Tesla. This is literally in your face. Now with CRWV, it's in a range. I mean, 124.50, 144. That's a range. And right here, CRWV, you have what? An inverted cup and handle pattern. Still looking weak, still setting up, I mean, still looking like a downtrend setup, still looking like high-low bills. I mean, again, we get that crack underneath that 124.50. We know we got room to fall back down to the 100. Why 100? And we go back to the past this way. Where did you bounce at? Once you reclaim 100, you got that nice move right back to the upside. I mean, guys, once you start to understand these channels, I mean, not channels, but chart setups, and place your lines and understand exactly the areas where buyers are holding. I mean, look at the lower shadow. Lower shadows, look what buyers are holding. Bam, bam, right on up. Once you start to understand that, I promise you, guys, it gets so easy to understand these setups. It gets so easy to understand these setups. I promise you. Think about it. CRWV was once in a range. What price points? 100, 124.50. Once you broke above that channel, that top of that channel became what? Go back this way. Go back this way. Support, didn't it? Then you ran on top of that channel up towards 144. Then you slam right back on top of that channel, right? What is that price point? 124.50. You crack back in that again. You crack underneath that 24.50 level. That's gonna put you back in what? This old range here. Now you get it. All you do is just play the past until the present. Play those particular price points. Tesla, prime example. 291.50, 291.50, 334, 334. Man, once you identify these prices, it gets so easy to understand on really how to initiate on it. I promise you. That's why you think why you think my account is now up to 144, 145. Once I start to really hone in on my setups, I just start executing on it. I ain't procrastinating for shit. I understood the setup, I understood the assignment, I executed. CRWV, I understood the assignment, downtrend setup, inverted cup and handle pattern, waited for the move back on up towards resistance, and I just executed. That's it, because I thought about it on a psychological basis. And you can do this for any play. Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, penny stocks, whatever case may be, that's it. Identify yourself with those prices and play it. That's it. It's easy, guys. It's not hard at all. I promise you. Just don't make it difficult. Don't overthink. CRWV. Look at it right here. Look at the overall setup. Look at this. What did we hold? 170. Moved our way on up. Got rejected at what? Around 141. It's just in a range. I mean, once you identify yourself with these prices, I'm telling you, it gets very easy to read. You go from buyers to sellers. You understand what buyers are coming in at. You understand what sellers are coming in at. All you're doing is taking a pass and playing off of these price points. You know what sellers are sitting at. You know what buyers are sitting at. Any stocks, you know what buyers are sitting at. I mean, that's it, guys. It's the same exact thing over and over and over. That's it. Don't make it difficult, man. Don't overthink. Don't overcomplicate nothing. If the answer is right there in front of your face, then you execute on it. When I told y'all this morning on pre-market, Tesla, I said as long as you hold, and I told you guys this before the OBS went down. What did I say? As long as you hold 310 on Tesla, you have room to run up to what? 334. What did we get rejected at? Around 334, didn't we? And it came right back on down.
Where's
Boss, what's up? Oh my God.
Busy today having too much fun in this market.
Man, meet the boss.
And show love.
Man, hey. Oh, matter of fact, why I got you. I moved my account up a little bit. I'm up at 144, 145. And I just showed my P&L. And I want to thank you in front of everybody. Hardware boss, thank you for bringing the best out of me, for making me see the charts, in a brighter sense, in a more experienced sense, that now I'm executing on the trades. Now, I started a new method, and I did start off a little small, like 1 contract, 2 contracts. But now I'm about to start getting more aggressive with it. Now my method, I'm not doing this on live stream. I'm only going to do it on one-on-one.
Had no time to play the small account today.
Yeah, but no. But the reason why I did it because I was studying the new method so I can get more aggressive with it. So now that I understood the assignment and again, because I wanted to pick your brain, like, how is he thinking these things? Like, what is he looking at? How is he understanding on how to get in? And what? Now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting it. I'm getting to your mindset, and I love it. I was doing it over the weekend, so I had to sacrifice my whole time throughout the weekend. I didn't go hanging out with nobody, boss. I was in here studying my ass off because I wanted to get on your level, because I wanted to be great like you. Because I was like, if hardware can do it, I can do it. I'm like, what is he seeing that I'm not seeing? Or and once I started to get it, and especially on a psychological basis, I'm like, now I see what he's doing. And now that's why I started to, slowly, work on my method today. And again, I would have had more had I would have used more contracts, but I wanted to make sure the method was going to work. And boss, it worked. And now I'm up at 145, about $60 away from 200, building up some cushion. So now I can start getting a little bit more aggressive. But I wanted to tell you, boss, thank you for not only helping me but helping this community and bringing the best out of all of us, man. Boss, thank you so much, man. Salute to Hardware, man, for a job well done, for always, for again, this guy's making a huge amount of money, and he could be doing, big and better things. And it's not to take a shot at the community, but what I'm saying is, I thank God every day for allowing him to guide Hardware into our community, where he's making us feel more comfortable, more confident, building up that courage to attack these trades. And again, Hardware, thank you so much for blessing our community, boss. Another shout out to Hardware, man. So thank you for blessing us, man. Appreciate you, boss. From taking time out of your busy schedule to showing love, man. Yeah. Oh, I ain't gonna lie. Now the one I was taking on. No, I'm gonna tell you what I was attacking. I was attacking CRWM. I'm sorry, CRWV. Sorry, CRWV. And the reason why I'm gonna tell you why I attacked it is because I understood the assignment on CRWV, because I did my research, boss. So I noticed that CRWV went from an uptrend to now a downtrend, now creating like an inverted cup and handle pattern. So what I did was I waited and I understood all the levels. Now there used to be support, now to resistance. So once I waited for those candles to step in, I waited for those buys to step in, I attacked it. So now I'm understanding on what you're doing. I'm getting there, boss. I'm getting there. I hope you're proud, man. I'm getting there. So yeah, I started to do it, but what I was about to start doing now is be more aggressive. But yeah, but the method that I went with, it worked, boss. And man, I got it up there, man.
And it had its run last week, so we had to cut off the legs.
Gotcha. So yeah, like I said, what drew my attention to CRWV, boss.
Good stuff.
Man, appreciate you, boss. But like I said, what drew my attention with CRWV and why I stayed latched onto it was because I seen the transition. I seen the uptrend above, like around that 188, 185 level, and I seen an uptrend going from a downtrend, now setting up in a downtrend range, going from bullish to bearishness. So, and I also seen an inverted cup and handle pattern, and I executed on it. Man, boss, I'm getting there, boss. I'm doing it. I'm about to start getting aggressive though, because I gotta get up to your level. I'm getting there, boss. But I hope you're proud, man. I hope you're proud. But again, Hardware, thank you so much, boss, for everything. Appreciate you for being a great inspiration and guidance into our lives, man. Appreciate you, boss. Shout out to Hardware. Thank you so much, man. So now I'm gonna take that method, but like I said, I'm not doing this on live stream. I'm not doing this because nope, I'm doing this for 101s. 101s, I'll be breaking that down even more. Yeah, bro. I was executing. Now I'm going even harder. Now my goal is to get up to 500. Now that I'm getting on to this method, my next goal is to get up to 500, from 500 to 1,000, and I'm gonna rock and roll with it. I'm rocking and rolling. I'm building a little bit of cushion. I'm getting there. But yeah, I love it. I'm excited. So let's go, man. Let's go. Now, the reason why I didn't go in on the long side, like I said, I was more focused on the short side on CRWV versus CRCL. Now, the thing what I like about CRCL is holding more of an uptrend versus what CRWV is doing, holding a downtrend. So I think that CRCL, once you get that pullback, man, you too, boss, man. You have a blessing, boss. Appreciate you. Now, with CRCL, I do see more of a possible uptrend opportunity versus what CRWV is doing is a possible, pretty much downtrend. But I do see once we do get these pullbacks, I do see us holding some possible levels on CRCL for the possible move back up. But yeah, I mean, I was expecting it was gonna get some pullbacks, especially hitting that trend line. I was expecting it was gonna get pullbacks, but I attacked CRWV first. But I mean, they both good potentials. So I just couldn't attack them all at once. If I could, I would. Trust me, I would attack both of them at the same time. But my focus was CRWV because I seen the downtrend setup on that one. So I had all my puts set up on this bad boy for that nice move on down. I seen that one coming. For sure. Seen that one. Now I ain't gonna lie. Friday, I wish I would have caught the alert earlier when Hardware did alert it at 260. I wish I would have caught that one because by the time he was alerting, I was getting out of my Robinhood account. Robinhood trade and right into CRCL. But had I would have caught that one, I think the 240 contracts was like at 70 cents, and then ran his way up towards. God, I gotta remember. I can't remember because I know those contracts they did away with them. I'm trying to remember what was it. I know it was like 70 cents and it ran up to either. Damn, it was one of them that ran up to like $15. I can't remember. But I noticed the opportunities on these bad boys. That's why I've been focusing on these.
It will be a fun week about to sign off. It was a long day.
Oh yeah, and then don't forget tomorrow, boss. We got Jerome Powell speaking at let me bring it up right quick. We got Jerome Powell speaking tomorrow at 8:30. At 8:30 tomorrow, and then the following day we have Tesla earnings and Google earnings coming out. So we're gonna have them bad boys. Let me go to it real quick. So tomorrow, yeah, we got Jerome Powell speaking, guys, tomorrow at 8:30. Tomorrow at 8:30. Then like I said, the following day, existing home sales at 10, and then we're gonna have Tesla and Google coming out. But for sure. But keep in mind, 8:30 we do have Jerome Powell speaking. Now, what how it's gonna affect the market? Don't make me lie to you. I don't know. The only thing I can say is focus on the trade after he speaks. That's the only thing I can say on it. Just I'm just going off of patterns. I'm going off of setups that I see. I do still think that CRWV has room to crack that 224.50 down towards that 100 level. I still believe that in my heart. I still think that the bad boy has room to still crack. And then plus I can actually show you guys my method on how I do it. Now the method that I was doing today, it caused me like I was doing a lot of scalping. I ain't gonna lie, I was scalping like crazy. That's why if you notice my P&L, and I'll bring it up again, my P&L had like a lot of in and outs because I was scalping like an Indian on that bad boy. I'll bring it up again for those who didn't see it. Let me go to it. So, okay, this on one account because I had to switch over to my other account. But no losses. So I did well. So you can see here, I'm about to screenshot it. So right here, like I said, I was starting the process. I was just practicing. So I was doing a lot of puts. I was doing a lot of scalping. You can see puts. I was scalping the shit out of it. But I did well on it, man. I got it up. And no losses. I was in and out. I was not playing. In and out, I was not playing. But I did take my trading serious and I did execute on it. So I did show my proof. Now y'all know I'm not lying. And I am up 145, almost close to 150. So I'm moving in the right direction. So we'll see tomorrow. Like I said, if I get some more pullback on CRWV. So I am still anticipating a pullback down. Whether it's tomorrow or what's tomorrow? It's Tuesday? Yeah, tomorrow Wednesday and whatever the case may be. But I do expect a little bit more pullback to come. So I'm going to wait to see if buyers going to push it back up into resistance, and I'm still going to be aiming for it. Just letting you guys know I'm still aiming for it. Now, as far as CRCL, I still think we still got room to still pull back towards the areas that I did see on CRCL was around I want to say 210 to 206 level. Based off of these oil areas here. But I still think that CRCL can still bounce back up though. I see more downside on CRWV, but I do see some more bouncing potential on CRCL. But I'm gonna definitely keep it on watch. All we're doing is just coming back down from an overextension. But I still think that CRCL can bounce still in due time. But as far as CRWV, I definitely see more downside coming. And when you do have somewhat of an inverted cup and handle pattern on that bad boy, so I do think that we may see more downside coming. But yeah, that little method I've been working on, guys, I like it. I ain't gonna lie, I like it. So I just gotta get a little bit more aggressive with it. I gotta get a little bit more aggressive. So in other words, I'm gonna be going in with lease, cause I'm not trying to use my whole damn account. I'm trying to go in with at least three to five contracts, starting off with, cause I only did 1 or 2 today, but I want to amp it up a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do at least 3 to 5, but I know it's gonna use majority of my damn contract if I do that. That's the only reason why I was only using a little bit, so I can still scalp without having to wait for my funds to settle. That's the only reason why I went with a small amount. Let's see, what we at, about $10 more away from 206 and about $6 away from that 210 on CRWV. But I still think it's a little bit of room to still push on that bad boy. We're gonna keep it on watch, but you are starting to pull back on CRWV though. I'm CRCL. So I'm gonna be watching these for the possibility the rest of the week. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be looking at these two bad boys. So I'm gonna try to go for some more trades on them. CRWV, I'm gonna try to go for more shorts, and CRCL, I might look for a possible long opportunity back up. So I'm gonna see, especially after Jerome Powell speaks and the dust settles tomorrow. I'm gonna try to see, but yeah, I'm gonna definitely be looking for some more trades because I'm trying to get up to 200, and then once I build up that cushion, I'm trying to move up to 500, from 500 to 1,000, and so forth. So I'll put it like this. Okay, I'm gonna do this for y'all. I'm gonna make this promise. If I can get up, I say 500. If I get up to 500, because I can still trade with $400. I'm gonna put $100 towards the pot for our cash prize giveaway. Y'all cool with that? Y'all cool with that? So if I make up to like 500, I'll just take 100 out. You know, put it towards the free cash Friday giveaways towards the pot. Y'all cool with that one? Let me hear y'all, chat. Y'all want free money or what? Y'all want it? What y'all want? If y'all don't want it, I'll keep it. What y'all want? Y'all want that free cash? Like I said, if I can get up to 500 plus, I'll put up 100 to the side and put it in that pot for you guys for the free cash giveaway. What y'all want? Y'all down for that? Y'all want it? Y'all down for that? I don't hear y'all, chat. What's up? Y'all want free money? What y'all want? Like I said, I'll keep it if y'all don't want it. I want to hear somebody in the chat. If y'all want that free cash, let me know. What y'all want? Yay, nay? What's up? I mean, it's y'all winning. You know, y'all opportunities. If y'all want free cash, so and what we're gonna do is, cause I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it. Like either every $500 or every $1,000, I'll take like a certain amount out, put it towards the free cash Friday giveaways, something like that, just to get back, get back to you guys. And I just gotta figure out how we're gonna do it. How we're gonna start selecting people, from subs, mods, gifted subbers, people that subscribe, that pay out of pocket where I can pay them back. I mean, this is up to y'all. I'm gonna figure it out though, but I'm definitely gonna start doing that soon. But we're gonna be doing that free cash Friday giveaway, so get ready for it. So once I get up to 500, I will be taking it out. But what's up, chat? What y'all want? Y'all want free cash or what? Y'all want it? Or y'all want me to keep it? What y'all want? Y'all want it? I want to hear something in the chat. What y'all quiet for? Y'all don't like I said, y'all don't like free money? What's up? No strings attached. Once I hit it up, we'll do it just straight up. Give away free money. What y'all want? But I'm gonna tell y'all right now. For those who not subscribed, if you want free cash, your ass better subscribe. I don't care if you subscribe on Twitch, YouTube, Kick. I don't care. As long as you subscribe, you are eligible to win free cash. Money. So it's up to y'all. Either YouTube, Twitch, or Kick. I'm letting y'all know right out the bat. But I'm also gonna do a section where I will, gift the mods too. Mods that have their time, their moments. Subscribers that have their moments. Give back to and so forth. Cause I want to get back to the community, man. Cause y'all been there for me. I want to get back to y'all. So it's only right. It's only right. God dang, a lot of that put contract on CRCL was nice. Which one was that? With $230? That one went from what, $10 up to $19. That was a nice one. That was a nice one. Damn, how much I would have been up here? I would have held that contract though if I wouldn't have been scalping. Shit, yeah, I would have been up. God dang, I should have held it. The bad boy went from 60 cents up to like $1.20. I should have held it. I should have held it. God dang it. I'm going to show y'all the contracts too. I mean, y'all would have made good bank today. But yeah, I'm going to definitely be working on. That's another thing I'm going to work on too, is like holding it a little longer and have a little bit more patience. But I was scalping. I was in and out, in and out, in and out. I was scalping like crazy. Let's see. This one, this the one one of the ones I was watching from 60 cents. Now that bad boy up to like $1.02. God dang, I would have been up damn near $100 in that one. CRCL, this one was nice. This one went from this was a 230 contract. This one went from like the lows around what, 1050, ran on up to a 20. Damn. Oh man, I should have got a CRCL instead of CRWV. God dang it, freak! I should have did it. I should have did CRCL instead of CRWV. I mean, bank is bank. I don't care, but I should have did it. I would have been way much more higher in profit. I should have took that one instead of this one. I should have took the other one. Both had good setups, but I should have took the CRCL one instead. It's all good. It's all good. Damn. That would have been a way higher on that one. And then look at SPY. SPY creating like a inverted cup, guys. Keep in mind, you're back underneath 630. Keep in mind on 630. So if you're going in for puts, stay underneath that 630 range, guys, for that possible pullback down toward that 628.50. Because if you want to see more downside, take that 628.50 out for that pullback down to a 626.50. So right now, you're creating a big old cup on SPY right now. SPY's creating a big, massive cup. And again, not knowing what's going to be said at Jerome Powell, we don't know. You know, we're going to, you know, see a bounce back up or continuation pullback. But right now, we are making a cup. We have fallen right back underneath that 630. Matter of fact, let me see the. Oh, I see it. Look like we back underneath that trend line again. So may see more downside coming. Let me see. Look like we may see more downside. Ain't nobody said nothing about that free cash. Y'all think I forgot about that? Ain't nobody said nothing about the free cash. Y'all want free money then. That's cool. I'll keep it. If nobody say nothing, I'm gonna keep it. It's all good. Y'all don't want free money. Alright, so right now you're still getting rejected underneath that trend line right here, guys. Still getting rejected underneath that trend line once again. Still showing weakness. So we could be pulling back. Like I said, the main key areas that I know for sure is gonna be around that 25.75 level. That's gonna be off of hardware alerts. And from that price point, you got room to fall back down to these low areas around that 620. You know, go from these tops, fall all the way back down to these low areas here. So, in other words, go from this yellow trend line down to this yellow trend line. So, get a hard, deep pullback. So, it all, like I said, it all depends on what comes out Jerome Powell mouth, too. That could lead to more, you know, we'll see. But as of now, you are back underneath that 130 level, for sure. And getting rejected off that trend line once again. Because you got rejected once here. Now you got rejected for the second time again for a possible deeper pullback towards that 25.75 level. So keep that on watch. So trend line has held up pretty well. Now, what, 3 times? Once, twice, and this will be the third. So this will be a third touch on that one. Falling right back underneath it. So it may lead to more downside. Because that's holding up at strong resistance. So it may get a nice hefty pullback. So be on the lookout for that. The way this is setting up, like an inverted cup and handle, could lead to more pullback coming. Damn! When I ran up all of my cash for the day. Shit! I could have possibly went for it. Let me see, 330 down to what? 328.50. Let me see, 330 contracts on SPY. Let me see how that bad boy look. Damn! I should have held. I mean, I should have used CRCL. God damn! I would have been up in profits way much more. From $10 to $20, that was a $10 on that one. God. I'll wait for tomorrow. I'll see what tomorrow brings. Let me see though. SPY for today though. SPY contracts at 630. Puts. I just want to take a look at it though. 630 contracts. Where they at right now? 630. Where are they at right now? So 630 puts. Whoever is on 630 puts, you guys will be up what for right now? From 80 cents. No. I'm sorry, from 8 cents. Oh, shit. 8 cents would have been good. 1,000 shares over 8 cents? Damn. Damn, y'all would have killed that one. 8 cents. 1,000 shares, guys. This bad boy is up to 60 cents. It really ran up towards $1. That would have been $1,000 in y'all pocket on that one. Damn. Look, I'll show y'all the proof. Y'all have been up damn near $1,000 on that play. I was too busy looking at CRCL. I was too busy watching that one. Ah, shit. Let me see. I'll show y'all the proof. Look. Tell me I'm lying. Bottoms of 8 cents on a 630 contract on SPY. 8 cents. That held pretty well. So 1,000 shares on that one. That would have been what, $80? If I'm not mistaken, $80. I think that's right. Y'all would have been up, yeah, from 8 cents up to that bad boy ran up towards like $1 plus. Damn, y'all have, jeez Louise. How much y'all have been up on that one? How high did we go? 111. So 1,000 shares, y'all have been up what? So 111 minus 8 cents times 1,000 shares, y'all have been up. Yep, y'all have been up. Y'all have been up a grand. Yep, y'all have been up a grand on that 630 contract. 630 contract. Damn, man, I had to use up all my damn cash. Shit. Ah, man, it's all good. I was too busy, like I said, I was too busy watching CRCL and CRWV. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'll see what the next opportunity is going to present itself. I'll see. Because right now, guys, like I said, if you in on a put, stay underneath that 630 for that possible pullback down to that 628.50. Because you do have an inverted cup and handle pattern set up on this bad boy. So if you are in it, look for that possible pullback down to a 628.50. Damn. Damn. I had to wait for the funds to settle for tomorrow. God dang it. If I would have used all my funds, I could have used something to at least catch that crap. I would have caught some of it. Because I ain't got nothing left. I got to wait for the funds to settle. Let me see. Let me check both accounts. I don't think I have nothing, guys. I think I was down to like 70 cents. Yep, 73 cents. I can't use nothing. Can't use not a damn thing. Ah, it's all good. Damn. Wait, could I still use 70 cents on this? Let me see. I'm gonna just jump it. I mean, I'm gonna just see if it works. I don't think so though. What price? What was that? Cause I want to make sure. Cause I don't want it to take it. I just want to try it just to see if it works. 1 cent. Let me see. I just want to see if it works. Damn, man, that was some good opportunities too on this one. God, that's some good opportunities. Cause I don't want to get stuck in this contract if it takes it. I don't want to get stuck in this shit because I'm just testing it. I don't want to get stuck in it. I don't want to get stuck in it. Matter of fact, I'll do it. I'll pick up one that's a little bit more expensive. I'll use the 631 because I know it's not gonna take it. I just want to see if it works. Cause if it works, I mean, hell, I can grab a contract, and it's just gonna have to be cheap as hell, though. I don't think it's gonna take it, though. I don't think so. I don't believe it's gonna take it. Let me try it. It's keep shifting. God dang, I can't get this thing to keep still. Every time I try to scroll down, it pops right back on up. I can't grab it. All right, oh my God, this thing just keep on. It can go down. I'm trying to do 1 cent real quick. Let me try it. Nope. Nope. It won't let me do it. Ah, you little bastard. I have to wait for tomorrow. It won't let me do it. I have to wait for tomorrow. Damn, I wouldn't have used all my cash. I would have tried to go for SPY. Because anything I can see, I'll go for it. I'll definitely nail it. Let me try it again. Nope, I can't do it. Nope, I gotta wait for tomorrow. Damn. Because if I could try to make $60 real quick and push it up to 200, I'd do it. But I can't do it because I gotta wait for the cash to settle. Shit. Ah, well. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we'll go for bigger opportunities. We'll see. We'll see. So I'm gonna still keep my eyes peeled on CRWV, CRCL. What about Tesla? What Tesla at? Damn, I would have caught SPY though. God dang it. We'll see, guys. Hold up, we'll see. Let's see. We got left. What time we got left? 28 minutes, guys. 28 minutes, and I will be rocking on out. So underneath, yep, 28.50. I mean underneath 630 down to 28.50. So that bad boy still like it's arcing back down to these bottoms. Damn, man, I wish I would have caught that one. 1,000 shares. Oh shit, 8 cents. Oh, I'd have caught that with a quickness. That's all. That like I said, that'd be only what $80 out of that. I would definitely caught that with a quickness. God, that would have been a perfect play too, cause that shit shot up all the way from 8 cents to $1.11. Oh, that'd have been a good play too. It's all good. I mean, you can't catch everything. Can't catch them all. Shit. I mean, at least I'm moving in the right direction though. But if I would have had $80, I mean 80 to spend on, I would have really utilized that. Cause damn, cause that would have really boosted my account. Shit, from 145 to 1,000. Shit, I would have caught that with the quickness. I'll keep it on watch though. I'll see what tomorrow bring. I'm just gonna keep watch all my charts, see how we're gonna set up for tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna still watch CRWV, CRCL. SPY, I'm still watch all these bad boys. See what be my next opportunity. Cause SPY can still have a lot of room to still pull down, like a lot of room, cause you still haven't came back down towards that 626.50. All in all these bottoms still, but that bad boy can still fall back on down. But I'm gonna keep it on watch to see where we go. Take that switch it. Let me see. Yeah, I'm catching it for tomorrow for damn sure. Alright, it's like a little uptrend still going on. on SPY. Damn, boy, I wish I would have caught that. And then that was a beautiful play, cause it got overextended. Oh, that was a beautiful play. Damn, boy, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Cause I love moves like this when they get overextended, when they get like consecutive, cause like green candles up into resistance. That's my favorite type of play versus get caught into consolidation and an uptrend. But when you see something like this, oh yeah, I love these type of plays. That's like my favorite type of plays to catch on the downside. I mean, vice versa, even on the we getting a pullback. When you getting straight red candles down, I love catching possible bounces back up. Damn. Ah, that would have been sweet. Tesla right now is still getting still fighting around at 190. Still fighting around 190. Man. Hey, but I ain't gonna lie. I like this new method that I'm doing, this new trade method that I've been working on. I like it. I like it. Like, I mean, it's just definitely giving me a lot of confidence, though. I just gotta start, getting a little bit more aggressive, going in with more contracts. But yeah, SPY would have definitely knocked that one out the park. Man. Because my goal is to get up to 500, from 500 to 1,000. Because I gotta catch up with Hardware before he blasts. I'm pretty sure he didn't blast way past. Cause what was his account now? What he had? He was at 5,000, right? I think he was at 5,000. I don't even want to know what he had right now. Oh no, because he said he didn't do the small account today, so he's still sitting at 5,000 then. Still sitting at 5,000. So I still got a chance to try to catch up with his ass. Still got a chance to still catch up with him. I'm gonna do my best, guys. I'm gonna do my best to catch up with Hardware. That's a GOAT. That's one of the GOATs, man. One of the best to do it. I gotta catch up with him, man. I gotta make a good play. That would, right there, had I would have caught SPY, would have been up 1,000. All I would have had to do was get 4,000 more. I'd have been up with him. Shit. Had to run out of funds, boy. Damn. Let me see how SPY setting up for tomorrow. And we can see more downside or upside. Let me see. What can I be expecting for SPY tomorrow? I mean, the way SPY setting up, we could be still pulling back down. Still coming back out for overextension still. We could possibly see some more downside because the main floor level that I do see, guys, is 625.75. Which we still haven't touched since, what, Friday? I think Friday we ain't touched those bottoms since then. That was what? Yeah, Thursday. So after Thursday, we ain't never came back down to none of these lows yet still. With room to fall back down this way. Got a lot of room still come back down to. So, I'll let buyers have it for right now. If it pushes back up to some resistance, I do anticipate some nice little pullback. So, I'll keep it on watch and see. I caught CRWV, but I should have hit CRCL. That had way more of a bigger impact. Let me see from a small account wise, how much I would have been up on that one. Let me see, it was on put wise, right? Yeah, puts. Let me try to look for the cheapest ones. What price point was that? 230. Let me check out one a little bit smaller, affordable one. How much I would have been up on that one? What was the lows on these? This was 50 cents. Ran up towards almost $2. Yeah, I should have did CRCL. Shit. Should have did CRCL. Yeah, CRCL. Yeah, the contracts is hit way different. Yeah, they hit way different than CRWV. They hit way different. Cause I can show y'all, look, the one on CRCL went from like 50 cents and ran up to almost $2. Yeah, I should have traded CRCL instead. Freak, I should have did that. Damn it. Yep, see these, they CRCL, see these contracts came down like around 50 cents. 60 cents, I'm sorry. 60 cents. And ran up towards like 180, almost $2. Yeah, god dang it. I should have focused on CRCL instead. Shit. Yeah, I would have had a way bigger impact on that one. Damn. It's all good. It's all good. I'm going to still keep everything on watch, though. I'm going to still watch everything. So let me see how CRCL setting up though, because I don't want to be chasing no damn bottoms for damn sure. Cause how much room we still got left to fall on it? CRCL still got some room to still fall a little bit towards 210 to 206 levels. Cause the bounce, yeah, happened around about 206, 205. Well, I see it's a good bouncing area. Cause I mean I know a bounce is coming, a possible bounce coming on CRCL. I can imagine a bounce coming, so that's why I want to keep trying to catch no bottoms. Let me see. Let me get my contracts. Well, I can see a possible bounce. Yeah, gotta be around 210, 206, somewhere around that bracket. I'm gonna keep it on watch though. I'm gonna see tomorrow. See how it's gonna set up. So I'm gonna have to take a deep dive into those contracts going into tomorrow. So I'm gonna use tomorrow's contracts. CRCL. What price point was that? That was 210-ish, 210, 206. I'm pretty sure it could probably be a little bit more expensive though. Yo, yeah, they are. Damn. Jeez. They're like $12 on a 210, 212 contract. God dang, so I'm about to go a little bit lower. Good Lord, how far I gotta go down? Let me see how these contracts look. Cause what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set my watch list up for tomorrow too. Cause the thing I like about CRCL contracts and CRWVs that they weekly contracts, so I don't have to keep switching them back and forth. Well, I can just play them out for for the entire week. That's what I like about those type of contracts. So let me put that in my watch list. That'll be a call or put. That's a call. So let me put my CRCL in my calls list for tomorrow. Alright, so I'm going to put it in my calls list, guys. Alright. Alright, so any other stocks, guys, y'all want to look at in particular? Anything y'all want to go over? So far as the top gainers, Google still holding, Amazon, and Meta, followed by Apple. So, I mean, those are your three top gainers as of now. So, Google's still holding above 190. Tesla, still looking a little weak. Amazon was next on the list. So, we had Amazon followed by Meta. AMD. No, Amazon. I'm sorry, that's Amazon. Amazon, not AMD. Amazon. Ah, come on. Oh, this thing's shit. Amazon. Let me see. So what is Amazon doing? Amazon's still on an uptrend. Amazon's still on an uptrend. Google's still on an uptrend. Meta, I need that 714 level. I gotta look at the overall chart to see how them bad boys are looking. So let me use Google down here. I just want to see how I set it up because, like I said, I don't mind catching tops or something like that. And then we can also look at losers to see bottoms. I mean, we can look at them for both standpoints. We can look at losers and we can look at gainers. Alright, so as far as Google right now, Google is push its way up to 190. What is the actual tops at though? Tops. Oh shit, I forgot to switch out my my what you call it? 180. There we go.
Nadia says, option weekly, explain what's the difference from other options.
Well, the thing about I like about the week, the dailies are mainly focused on like SPX, SPY, and the thing about it is, with those daily type of contracts, you just have to keep switching them out. Switching them out. Like the thing I like about and I'm gonna tell you why, Nadia, I like the weeklies. Because it kind of gives you a lot of breathing room. Because especially if the contracts are not expiring until Friday, you can just basically use the same contracts over and over and over and over without having to keep switching it. Versus using a daily contract, which we know has 0 DTE. So once that runs out, you have to get rid of that contract to get a new one. So you got to go through all of that. Versus just having one that's just already out weekly, where because sometimes it causes a lot of distractions. Where as you're trying to change out the contracts, you're already missing the move. The move is already happening. Versus if you already have a weekly contract, all you do is just wait on the setup. So I started to learn to do that a lot more, like using weeklies versus daily sometimes. I like weeklies because it just gives you a lot of breathing room, and I don't have to keep switching back and forth between contacts and contracts. That's what I like about it. Where I can just use the same one over and over, like a rinse and repeat. That's what I like about it. I can use the same exact one, rinse and repeat until, whatever, until we either break a certain price point or whatever the case may be. Once it gets out of that price range. So that's what I like about it. Cause that's what I did today with CRWV. CRWV was a weekly contract, and I just used the same one over and over and over. That's why I just kept scalping and scalping and scalping, where I didn't have to switch my contracts. Cause I was staying focused on my charts. I already had my contract set, and I was just in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, them bad boys. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. Daily are not bad. You gotta still have to deal with the time decay, and because you gotta get out of those contracts because they're gonna expire the same exact day, like today. That's the only thing. You gotta get out of it. Versus ones that's weekly, you don't have to get out of it. You can just still use it, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Damn, boy, I wish I would have cut this spot off. Amazon, I say Amazon's uptrend. So I'm trying to see how these bad boys are gonna run. Trying to see what how we're gonna push up to. We're ready broke past. Let me see, 242. Where we at right now? 240. Oh, we still got some ways to go before we get you back up towards these highs. 242.50. That was in what? Damn, February. That was Amazon. So that was all the way in February. Let me look at the overall setup. June. It's a huge uptrend. I mean, huge transition. Man, these bottoms, man, you got some good golden bottoms. Damn, around 160-ish? Amazon had a nice bounce back on up. Nice play on that one. Then you back above all the indicators. So that uptrend could continue back up towards, 235 to 240. So we could get a continuation movement on Amazon. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. Google. See, Google's on an uptrend as well. Setting up. That's creating an uptrend too. So I mean, all of these is looking like they set them these to get some good U shape or uptrends, however you want to look at them. I mean, they all look bullish. They're above certain respectful levels. So I mean, we can definitely see more upside to these bad boys. So Google for sure, Amazon for sure. What was number 3? Number 3 was Meta. Now the thing with Tesla, like I said, I told you guys to look out for that 334. So I told you had room to run from 310 to 334. So I told you already what to look out for on that one. For Meta, Meta's still like on a downtrend though. Meta still got this downtrend set up. See, Meta got you can clearly look at that. That's like a downtrend on this one. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, see, that bad boy has a downtrend setup on it. I'm gonna fix it later on, but yeah, I mean, to me, Tesla, Facebook is still getting involved with this downtrend like setup. See, in order for us to definitely see some upside, we're gonna have to get above that 720. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's around 720 because they could, if buys do come in strong. Okay, say for instance we do go for a strong reversal on Meta, I could see an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Where you have a shoulder right at these levels, then you head all the way down to a 700. I mean, I could see a possible head and shoulders pattern and buyers do step back in and start to push our way back up to a 720, where we can break out of that downtrend and start to move our way back up towards that 740. So I could see that. I could definitely see that setup. But for sure, 715, 720 to get the ball rocking and rolling. To get that successful transition towards the upside. But like I said, Google and Amazon, I mean, you just have those nice U-shaped patterns. Where you going from a downtrend to an uptrend. So I mean that one, you could definitely see bulls stepping in on those bad boys. And don't forget, Google's earnings is coming out Wednesday. So those look healthy. I mean they're holding for sure. They're definitely holding. But like I said, Meta, we just got to get that move back up, towards 715, 720 to give us that nice, confirmation and transition towards the upside that we're definitely moving back over. And like I said, if they can get above those key levels, we could possibly make an inverted head and shoulders pattern back up towards the upside on Meta. So, I mean, that's a possibility. We just got to get that volatility stepping back in on that one. Spot. Oh, look at I called it. I told y'all spot 2850. There y'all go. Inverted head, inverted cup and handle. There y'all go. I forgot to put my alert. God dog it. My alert would have been even more sweeter. I told y'all from that level, 630 level, back down towards that 628.50 puts. Congratulations on your puts. I told y'all how far we can come back down to. So, and if we want to see more sell-off, we definitely want to crack that 628.50. Where we could pull back down towards that 626.50. That's back down towards Friday's lows. Friday's lows here. And from that price point, you got room to fall back down towards 24.50. But let's just take it one step at a time. 28.50 down to 26.50. So right now you did get the pull back down towards 28.50. So shout out to my puts on that one. Damn, I would have been up. If I would have had cash to funds to settle the trade with, that would have been sweet. That's all good. Mother. I'll see what tomorrow holds. That's cool. That's cool. So right now, as far as standard, tone wise, Monday is setting the tone of of weakness. So Monday's tone going into the rest of the week, we know where the tops is going to be at for Monday. That's going to be around the 631. Sean, appreciate so much, boss.
Is now following on Twitch.
Appreciate so much, man. Thanks so much for joining me, man. I hope you and your family have a blessed one, man. Appreciate you, boss. Appreciate you. So, yeah, so Monday's tone is setting up for possible, got some weakness setting up for Monday. Definitely got some possible weakness setting up for Monday going into the rest of the week. So, again, Monday's tone is going to be around 631. So, in other words, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we do get a nice sell-off. We want to see they get that little reversal right back up to retest these levels because we want to create a new high. So, right now, as far as this week's high, it's going to be around 631. 631 top, and this is Monday's setup already. So, that's going to be the tone setting off for the rest of this week, guys. 631. 631 starting off. So, we'll see where we go from here. And then don't forget tomorrow, we got Jerome Powell speaking. And then the following day, we got Tesla and Google coming out. Damn, I just wish man, I'm pissed. I wish I had some funds to settle. God, I would have been up over $200 already. $200 freaking dollars. If I would have had some more funds to settle, because I could have caught a quick trade on that one. Damn, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, the reason why I like CRCL and CRWV because of the way they move. They move by $10 increments and $20 increments. That's what I like about them.
Sorry, boss, on the bloody phone.
What you mean, Queen? And guys, if y'all want to go into Discord, like I said, it's open to you guys. It's definitely open to you guys. If you want to go to Discord, hit me up on Discord calls. I'm here, free. Nadia, Hardware, you always welcome, boss. And Ingrid, y'all already know. If y'all ever want to hit me up on Discord, y'all want to go over things. Y'all do have the floor. Because I did fix it. I fixed the, you know how y'all was having trouble kind of hearing Hardware. I did kind of fix it. I think it should be straight now. So whenever Hardware come back, we'll do a test run and see if you guys can hear him a lot more clear. So right now, guys, watch that 628.50 level. We know again puts. You want to crack that level. You don't want those buys to retame it. You want to crack it because we want to move down to the next level because we want to turn support into resistance. So in other words, say if it's okay, we do have let's just say a bearish week. We want to create a lower high. So we want to fall from the levels of 631 down to 628.50. Lose that level. From that price point down to 626.50. So as we push our way back on up, utilize that 628.50 to be in other words, I'll draw it out. So this is what we want to see if we was to have a bearish week. So this is what we want to see. And this is dedicated to the puts. So you want to come from these tops, fall back down to these bottoms. Bounce, get rejected, fall back down to even lower bottoms. Start to use these levels one by one, creating this nice downtrend setup, losing each $2 price point. So if we was to have a bearish week, that's what you want, where you will pull back down to these low areas that we talked about. So that's what we want to see. For sure, we want to crack that 626 on down to the the old breakout level, around 624 and so forth. So we want to come back down to these low areas. Damn, man, I just wish I would have had more funds to settle so I could have traded. I'm trying to get up to 200, man. Because Hardware got me crumped now, man. Because, again, shout out to his incredible guidance and his thought process. It got me amped up now, man. Because, once my account get up above 200, I want to mainly focus on, I want to say between 4 to 5 contracts a trade. Because 5 contracts, every penny that goes up, you're making $5 on a penny. So, like I said, and 10 cents wise, you're good. That'll be let me see, that'll be 500 shares. So every 10 cents, you're making about what, 50? Yeah, about $50 every 10 cents that moves up. So that's still a win-win. 20 cents, you're making 100. So all you gotta do is, especially with 5 contracts, 20-cent move, you're making 100. Lock that up. Go for another trade. Do another 20 cents. That's 200. So think about it. So, okay, think about it like this, guys. If you're trading with 5 contracts a trade or on a day, and you do 2 trades, right? And they both are 20 cents. That's $200. So think about it. Monday through Friday, you're already up $1,000. Every 2 weeks, you're up $2,000. You know, starting off. I mean, you can't. I mean, that's still a good, setup. As far as, finances and as far as your account, it's still a good setup. $200 a day, $1,000 a week, $2,000 every 2 weeks. Still banking on that. Still not bad. Just don't get greedy though. Don't get greedy talking about it's not enough. Don't do that. That's when you're gonna mess yourself up at. You're gonna definitely mess yourself up doing that shit. Trust me. I used to be one of the ones. 100 wasn't enough. 400 wasn't enough. Got greedy. Like don't have that mindset. Don't do that. You always put it like this. Never take your blessings for granted. Whatever God put in your life, man, be grateful, man. Because you didn't have to get up out of your house. You didn't have to work a 9 to 5. You're making money from the comfort of your own home. So if you start off small, I mean, even if you start off with a small account, guys, even $100 a day is still not bad. Because Monday through Friday, $100, that's $500. Every week, $1,000 every 2 weeks. And then you start to get better at it. Now you're making $200. That's $1,000 a week. $2,000 every 2 weeks. But you understand the climb? That's it. Just stay consistent. Stay consistent.
AMD is no longer in uptrend. Now 157.42.
Oh yeah, well AMD fell off the board. I mean, cause think about it. I mean, Nadia, look at my watch list. Look at my top gainers. Your top gainers is Google, Amazon, and Meta, then Apple. So those are your top gainers as of now. AMD fell back down. The only ones like the main top threes, Google, Apple. Amazon and Meta. Those are your main top gainers at this time. But not Tesla, SPY was due for a pullback. I mean, you was getting overextended. Even if you look on your RSI right now, I think, let me see what's sitting at. I think he's still like in an overbought position. Let me check out SPY on the, I think it's still like overbought if I ain't mistaken. It was due for a pullback. Yep, still, look at that, still overextended. Still overextended. Look at that. Right now you're in a 69. Let's go to a weekly. Weekly you are at 64. So it's still overbought. So it's due for pullbacks, of course. That bad boy is due for pullbacks. So I was expecting that to happen. That was coming. So let's see. Where's the 13 M at? Right at 122. 622. So if you crack 622 level, you got room to fall back down to that 50 SMA, which will bring you down to 610s, down to 601s. It does have a lot of room to still possibly pull back down too. So still got a lot of room to go down and go up. We'll see. Well, which nothing's wrong with that. You come down to low levels. Could be a good buying opportunity back on up. Nothing's wrong with pullbacks. It's just due for a pullback though, because it's getting overextended. It's due for it. What we got left, guys? I got about 3 minutes. Damn, 3 minutes already. It's flying. Damn, time is flying. So watch. Look at my chart. I'll be ready for tomorrow though. I'll be ready for the next setup because I'm trying to get up to 500. 500 is my next goal. So look right here, guys. All you did was hit that trend line 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times to hold up a strong resistance for a possible pullback down. So it was due for a pullback. It was definitely due for a pullback. You overextended. That was a lot of us waiting on it to happen.
$AMD under 157 to 154.
Let me check it out, Queen. I'm gonna give it a look. But Nadia, you see SPY setup though, right? Like it was due for a pullback. Every time you hit that trend line, pullback, trend line, pullback, trend line, pullback. It was due for it. Every time you hit it, you can clearly see the transition of the candles, green to red, green to red, green to red. It's like it's due for a pullback. You overextended. Like I said, RSI is sitting around a 69. It's due for a pullback. AMD. Let me go to my 180. But yeah, of course, because you ran up towards that 163.70. Yeah, because you can see right here, you get those pullbacks. Yeah, so nice little pullback. The main thing, as long as you hold that 150 level, around 150. Yeah, so that's expected. Uptrend is still, but you gotta look at the overall picture though, Nadia. Overall picture, you're still on the uptrend. You just due for a pullback. You're just setting up for a pullback, but it could be setting up for a pullback bounce. You see right here, pullback bounce, pullback bounce. But look at the overall setup still. So you're still bullish. You just, just having a pullback moment. So look at the overall setup. So if you do hold that 150, you can see right here, old areas. You can see how that area acted as support and resistance. Anytime you're underneath that 150, nice little pullback. Now that you're above that 150, could be utilized for support as you do pull back to these levels. Could get a pullback bounce. And then, like I said, if you look at the overall setup, you have a U-shaped pattern, almost like a cup. So that represents bullishness, Nadia. So you could be setting up for, a possible pullback bounce back, basically back up towards the upside. But you can see right here, as you pull back down, where did you bounce at? Around 150, back on up to that same key level around 163. But it's still bullish. To me, it's still bullish. We could definitely see some more upside on AMD, in due time. Right now, it's just pulling back. That's all it is. Just a little pullback. All right, guys, got about 1 minute. Let me give a shout out to everybody, man. Let me give a shout out to the team, because I know about to soon be heading on out. I'll be heading out of here. Y'all know what time it is, man. So let me give thanks and shout outs to everybody. Let me get the W's and everything in the chats. So y'all already know what time it is, man. W chat. Congratulations to all my traders, man, who killed it today. And don't forget, guys, this is a fresh week. We do have Drone Power speaking tomorrow. Don't forget about that. Also, let me give a shout out to my mods, man. You guys do an amazing job on all platforms. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and so forth. I definitely thank you guys for everything. Shout out to my new subs who have jumped in, man, on YouTube, guys. We're on our road to 1K subs. Keep hitting that subscribe button, which is free 99. Thank y'all so much. And I think that should be it. I think that is it. Other than that, guys, about to soon be heading on out, man. About to be closing it out, man. Got about 28 seconds, so let me go ahead and get the sign out ready to rock and roll. Y'all already know what time it is. So let's go ahead and get the ball rocking and rolling, guys. I do see, like I said, for my puts, guys, on spot, if you crack that 628.50, we do have room to possibly fall down to that 26.50 range. Keep that on watch. Don't forget tomorrow, guys, we do have Drone Power speaking and so forth. Bell is about to ring in 3, 2, 1. Y'all know what time it is, man. So about to be leaving you guys here, man, but thank you guys so much for joining me, man. Hope everybody have a blessed night. And again, don't forget tomorrow, guys, we have Drone Power speaking at 8:30. The following day, we're gonna have Tesla's earnings and Google's earnings coming out. I will be back in at normal time. Hopefully we don't have no issues with Google.
Thanks for all your help, boss. Peace.
Man, no problem, Queen. I always got your back, man. You my day one. You know this. You and Nadia. Y'all know I love you ladies, man. Mwah. Love y'all, man. I thank y'all so much for always supporting me, being there by my side. So you two ladies, y'all know I'm always going to have y'all backs all the way through. Y'all know this. Anytime y'all need me, I'm here. Rocking and rolling. And I'm coming back into normal time. The only reason why I had trouble today was because OBS was acting up. It did that. You remember it did that Friday. I wasn't able to get on my live till like what time was that? I didn't get on my live till like what time was that? Also, it was like after lunch. It was like what 12 or 1 because the damn thing kept crashing. But what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna stream on so many platforms. I had to put Twitter off to the side. So Twitter members, I'm gonna just have to tell them to come over to my YouTube, Twitch, or Kick or whatever. But I mean, the fact is the way this thing is acting, I'm gonna have to just only stream on 3 platforms instead of 4 to 5. But yeah, so. But yeah, guys, I will be back in at normal times, Nadia. I will be back in normal times. My normal time at 9 o'clock. I will be back in normal times at 9. So hopefully everything runs smoothly with OBS, which is not my fault. OBS kept crashing. But should be back in at normal times, guys, at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. So I will be back in the normal times. But other than that, man, guys, I hope you guys stay blessed. I hope you guys stay safe. You already know what I'm about to say before I head on out. Maximize your reward, minimize your risk, always put grateful over greed, and you will succeed every single time. And we're going to continue to get this damn small account challenge up towards $500. So again, now with this new little method that I have, hopefully everything goes according to plan and we'll get this ball rocking and rolling. But other than that, guys, stay blessed, stay safe. Congratulations on your profits, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for Take Profit Tuesdays. Y'all know what time it is. Peace. Love y'all.